Iraq, correspondent Margaret Brennan.
So far, it appears Israel's air defense is thanks in part to American-provided equipment. They're able to repel any retaliation, responding to what Israel did overnight.
President Trump says, quote, Iran must make a deal before there's nothing left. CBS News special report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
And this is also new this morning. A judge in Atlanta blocks President Trump's election executive order, siding with the Democratic state attorneys who called it overreach. Trump's March 25th executive order sought to compel officials to require documents proving citizenship for everyone registering to vote for federal elections, accepting only mailed ballots received by Election Day and conditional federal election grant funding for states following the new ballot deadline. The White House has defended the order as, quote, standing up for free, fair, and honest elections. More rain and storms are in the forecast for today.
But showers and storms likely as we head into the afternoon and continuing into the evening today. Heavy rain and gusty winds.
Channel 2 Action News meteorologist Brad Nitt says the scattered showers and storms hang around all weekend. Right now, cloudy. We're at 74 degrees in Midtown. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. It is now 9:02. An active search is underway this morning for suspects in the shooting death of a child in southwest Atlanta.
Atlanta police are investigating after a 12-year-old is caught in the crossfire of a shootout in the southwest portion of the city. The gunfire erupted on Cushman Circle Thursday evening, explains APD Chief Darren Shearbaum.
There were two groups here at the apartment complex, and a conflict occurred between those two groups. One group returned to a blue car. And once they entered that car and started to drive down the street, they opened fire on the group they had been in an argument with.
The 12-year-old was an innocent bystander that was caught in the crossfire. Police are searching for the blue car and the suspects. Michelle Wright, 95.5 WSB.
Well, MARTA says it'll shut down its streetcar service for 4 months later this year to account for infrastructure repair work along the route. Georgia Power needs to repair an underground transmission line near the tracks, while Atlanta Watershed is planning nearby sewer project.
We will work with Georgia Power to time the closure so impacts to the streetcar service for events are minimized. And we, of course, jointly want to ensure this work is done prior to the World Cup in 2026.
MARTA's Daniel Heck tells MARTA board members there's no estimated start date at this time, but the closure should begin before the end of the year. Health officials in Great Britain are pulling Jolly Ranchers off store shelves. The UK declares the popular American candy unsafe.
Britain's equivalent of the FDA says the candies contain ingredients that may increase cancer risk if eaten over a long period of time. They've been pulled from the UK, but some businesses still import them.
Lionel Louise reports Hershey makes those Jolly Ranchers and says consumers can rest assured that the products are safe. It's now 9:03. The Mark Arum Show begins in less than 2 minutes. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Smiley Mark McKay.
All right, we got in touch, Cheryl, with Sandy Springs Police. They say they're working a breakdown left lane on 400 southbound below Northridge Road, exit 6. They may have gotten it to the shoulder, the jam cam that I'm watching back just below the Northridge exit. I see traffic moving better than it was. 85 is still a bit slow. Let's call it sluggish from Pleasant Hill Road into Norcross. Downtown delays have really improved. Southbound a little slow past Georgia Tech. Northbound 75-85 leaving Georgia State Center Park Stadium. You're on and off the brakes up to John Lewis Freedom Parkway. Updating the South Side ride, Ashley Fresca.
75 southbound, just a bit under the speed limit, down from 675, exiting onto Hudson Bridge, Eagles Landing, exit 224, and roadwork set up in the far right lane already, 675 north, past Highway 138. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz. Mid-80s with scattered showers and storms this afternoon and evening. Some of the heavy rain and gusty winds. And we'll keep afternoon storms around this weekend, both days. Low 71, high 86 Saturday. Low 71, high 85 on Sunday.
And right now, cloudy, 72 in Norcross. You're at 73 degrees in Powder Springs, 72 in Swanee. More news at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
Good morning, Atlanta. Shelley Winter in for Mark Arum. I am here today and all next week. And do we have a show for you all? Coming up later on in the show, Attorney General of Georgia, Chris Carr, joins us to talk about the protests this weekend. We have ABC News' Sam Sweeney talking about the Air India plane crash earlier or yesterday. So we got so much to talk to you about. One of the things we're going to get to later on in the show, making Father's Day great again. because fathers' lives matter. We're going to do that. See what I did there? That was pretty ingenious, right? Our number, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. But we've got to start with the biggest news of the morning. Israel strikes Tehran. It's the backstory. Israel has bombed, and they also droned. They also attacked several military bases in Tehran and in Iran. This was a long time coming. The planning, I'm hearing from reporting, has been going on for 10 to 12 years with the Mossad. And the Mossad has smuggled in drones to various locations in Iran. They released those drones in the attacks. They smuggled in weapons. The Mossad is probably the best and the most best trained and well-equipped intelligence agency in the world. Like, people train with them. Like, we love our CIA, and well, some of us do. But the Mossad is, they are the best in the world. And you got to understand, they have to be. Because they're surrounded, Israel is surrounded on all sides by countries that literally want to take them off the face of the planet. And so their intelligence agency has to be the best in the world. And so they took out 3 of the commanders of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, the planners and executors of Iran's plan. Also, the men in charge of planning and executing, partnering with Gaza and Hamas, partnering with Hezbollah, partnering with all the Islamic groups that are causing such havoc in that part of the world. They took them out with those bombs. They didn't destroy. They damaged, what I'm hearing, they damaged the nuclear infrastructure in Iran. They're doing an assessment now to see what damages were done so in order to continue bombing or to stop. And President Trump basically told Iran, you better come to the table or there's going to be more bombings. And this is, look, this is my thought, right? I'm not a warmonger, if you will. I'm not a war hawk. I don't like war. I don't like fighting and killing, particularly innocents, because innocents die in war. It's just inevitable. It has to happen. Or it's going to happen, I should say. It doesn't have to if you don't conduct the wars. But war is inevitable between man because we are not the nicest people to each other. And we've seen that over the course of mankind's history. But I understand what Israel's doing. And I have no problems with it. Now, I don't want to see America getting dragged into this. Israel is well armed. They have intelligence agencies. They have a IDF, which is one of the tops in the world. They can defend themselves. I don't want to see America dragged into this. This is a battle between Israel and its enemies, and it should stay that way. They are well equipped to defend themselves. They have a huge arsenal. They have the Iron Dome to defend themselves, and they have a well-equipped army and intelligence agencies. But I do not want our country dragged into this. And this is where I disagree with many of my Republican pundits, neocon pundits, where they want to see us involved. We do not. Let me say this again. We do not, as a country, have to involve ourselves in this war between Iran and Israel. And Iran will strike back. They already have sent some drones over. The drones are easily defended against by Israel. But Iran has already tried to counterattack with their own bombings. But this is going to escalate. We don't need to be involved. Point blank. Period. We do not need to be involved. That's my take on it. Israel can defend itself. They're small by area, but they're not a small and weak country that needs daddy's help. Not at all. Israel is fully capable of defending itself. And I don't agree with the Levins of the world or the other neocons of the world that say somehow, some way we need to be standing. We've already stood up with Israel. We've been standing by Israel since their inception. As a nation state, we've been there. We help fund, we sell, we give them, we are there. We are allies to the end of the earth with Israel. We do not need to send bombs. We do not need to send our blood and treasure to defend Israel. I'm not against Israel defending itself. I'm not against these attacks. Hear me correctly. I am fully supportive of Israel to preemptive attacks on Iran because Iran wants to get rid of them. Iran wants to build a nuclear weapon with one use at the end of developing that weapon, and that is to destroy Israel. I understand the existential threat, that Iran has against Israel, and I understand Israel's need to defend itself against Iran. But the American military, the American people, and American blood does not need to be shared or spread in the Middle East in defense of Israel. They are fully capable of defending themselves, and that's my take on it, because it's just, you know, it's unnecessary. There's a precise preemptive strike. If you had a neighbor, right, say you lived in a subdivision, and you and your neighbor are at odds. They live across the street. You live on one side of the street. They live across the street. And you guys are arguing every day. You can't get along. Neighborhood events, you stand at opposite ends. You hate each other for whatever reason. Could be that he's tall and you're short. Could be that he's, green and you're red. Whatever, right? Just for whatever reason, you two hate each other. And it's a silly reason. Right? It's a silly reason. It's nothing real. No, nothing real. It just goes back decades. And so your neighbor hits you once, hits your car, dents your car, you dent his car, and it escalates. And then all of a sudden you see your neighbor one day coming home over the course of a week with bags from Joe's gun store. So your neighbor is loading up for bear for one big fight, because he wants to get rid of you. What would you do? You're going to wait for your neighbor to attack you? You're going to wait for your neighbor to come running across the street with an AR-15 shooting up your house? You're going to call the cops. Cops are going to come and they're going to say, well, there's nothing we can do. You're going to call your other neighbors, your allies, if you will. Hey, look at this guy. What are we going to do? And your neighbors, that's on you. He's mad at you. He's not mad at us. Because that's what's going on the world stage. As a matter of fact, many of your neighbors, so-called allies, are taking the side of your neighbor with the guns. And so you're standing there all alone, surrounded by people who are not really your allies, and a neighbor that hates you. What would you do? Well, me, where I come from, family I was raised by, preemptive strike. I'm taking him out before he takes me out. Cops can't do anything. My neighbors won't do anything. My so-called allies won't do anything. Well, got to take him out first before he gets me. And that's what Israel's doing. And I say kudos to Israel. Got to do what you got to do. It's a tough world out there. And the wolves are at the gates. You got to take the wolves out. Got to take them out. Good for Israel. But that being said, let me say it again. I don't want anybody to think I'm some warmonger, war hawk. I'm not. I want peace at all costs. But Iran's a bad actor. We know it. Everybody knows it. And so I don't want us to get involved in this war. And I'm praying that Mr. Trump's America First non-interventionist mentality keeps us out of this conflagration, which can grow to a regional war very quickly. I hope he keeps us out of it. I really do. I honest to God do. I do not want America involved in this, because Israel is completely capable of taking care of itself. And it's showing that right now. 3 of the generals have been taken out. Nuclear scientists. They're nuclear scientists. The scientists who are building their nuclear weapon, trying to turn their uranium into a weaponized uranium, they have been killed, reportedly, coming out of Israel news. I have friends, my good friend, Michaela Montgomery. You guys listening now, you may remember Michaela. Michaela spoke at the Atlanta rally when Trump came to town. She works for America First Policy Institute in D.C. Her and a group of other friends that I know, several of them that I know, are on a delegation trip in Israel right now. And a lot of us were worried about them until we saw a post from them saying that they're very safe in Tel Aviv. So if you have family or friends that are in Israel right now, according to my friends that are there right now as we speak, I was actually invited to this delegation trip, and I couldn't go because of work and various other reasons we won't get into here on the Mark Arum show. But I was very worried about them, and they all appear to be safe. And so that's where we're starting off. It's scary times, my friends. It's incredibly scary times. We've got protests going on in this country. We're at war with each other. Two political parties are at war within their party, intra-party warfare. Democrats, moderate Democrats, corporate Democrats are at war with their progressive left. We got anarchists running around throwing rocks and bricks at law enforcement. We got the National Guard in L.A. as we speak. We've got protests, which we'll talk about later on, going on all across the country because of the Army's birthday, 250th anniversary of the Army, and we've got protests, 1,100 protests going on across the country, close to 1,500 protests going on across the country, simply because the day falls on Donald Trump's birthday. This is the world we're living in right now. This is where we are. And right now, last night, Israel bombed Tehran. Oil prices have skyrocketed. They're up to, when I last checked, close to $75 a barrel. Crude oil prices have skyrocketed. Summertime is coming. It's actually here, but usually prices go up a little bit in the summertime. So it may go up higher because of this action by Israel, which was totally necessary. Trust me when I say that. This is where we are, my friends. It's a scary world. But you know what? It's Father's Day. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about it being Father's Day. It's Father's Day. It's time to make Father's Day great again. Shelley Winter filling in for Mark Arum. I'm here all day today and all next week. We'll be right back. Let's go check traffic with my dear sister, Chinwe Mapunya Cook.
Hey, Shelly. Well, we got a travel advisory in Clayton County. Construction is knocking out the right lane on I-675 northbound right at State Route 138. That's exit 1, so it's causing you some delays as you're making your way up from that 675-75 merge. This report is sponsored by Peach Pass and the new Peach Pass Go mobile app. The Peach Pass Go mobile app helps you get there faster with new and improved features and more coming soon. Download the new Peach Pass Go mobile app today at peachpass.com. I'm Chinwe Mapunya Cook, 95.5 WSB.
When you need to know.
This story is developing in Atlanta.
When you want to know.
Severe weather is on its way.
When you have to know.
We'll alert you as soon as this closure clears.
Get notifications
from your source for news.
Get the WSB radio app.
Download it from your app store today.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual Imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
We are here with CFP and investment advisor Aaron Vincent of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Aaron, you mentioned that taxes are on sale. What exactly does that mean? And is it something we need to take advantage of right now.
Yeah, Mark, it may not feel like it right now, especially this time of year, but when you look at history, we are actually in historically low income tax rates time. If you look back, tax rates have been significantly higher, and when you look at the national debt, which most reference at around $36 trillion, but when you consider the fact that with all the unfunded liabilities like Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid, it's actually north of $100 trillion. When we look at factors like that, there's a pretty good chance that tax rates actually go significantly higher again. So yeah, you can make an argument that right now taxes are on sale.
So Aaron, what can we do right now to take advantage of these low tax rates?
If you don't have an income plan in your retirement conversations, then you actually don't have a tax plan. That's important because if you don't have a plan for your money, guess who does? Uncle Sam's got one, and by default, you'll fall into that one. So we want to offer you a no-cost, no-obligation tax map. It's a deep dive into your retirement plan and specifically your tax strategy. From there, we'll make suggestions based on what's working or what opportunities could better fit your situation. The goal is for you to keep more of your hard-earned money while giving less to Uncle Sam. Call us at 770-280-1488. Again, that's 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we're available all across Metro Atlanta to meet you at a time and place that fits your schedule.
Taxes are not a seasonal conversation, and they're not going away once you retire. Take advantage of the complimentary tax map by calling the Vincent Financial Group today. 770-280-1488. That's 770-280-1488. And join us for Retire ATL Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
The Love Your Home Minute from TE Certified. Hi, it's Chris Chandler with Josh, the local owner of TE Certified Electrical, Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. You know, Josh, that's him you see jumping out of the back of their trucks. So what's an electrical upgrade that has made you love your home even more?
Oh, the outlets by my nightstand. So this might seem like a really small thing, but I absolutely love it. When we first moved into the house, this is one of the first things I had the electrical team come out to the house to do. They put in new outlets right next to my wife and I's bedstand. And of course, they put the ones that had the USB ports in them. So now I don't have to worry about my charger, my laptop, my phone. And we do this all the time for people who want power somewhere, but they don't want to look at a cord. So this is soffits, this is garages, offices. We do this for TVs, clocks. Basically, somewhere you want power, you wish you had it, but you don't, we can make it happen.
People will think it sounds like a lot of trouble or hassle.
It can be, but not for a TE certified electrician.
TE certified, we love your home.
If I could get another chance, another walk, another dance with him, I'd play
One of the most beautiful songs ever. Luther Vandross, "To Dance with My Father." It's Father's Day weekend, my friends. And this show today, oh, by the way, my name is Shelley Winter. I normally air Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm filling in for Mark Aram today and all next week. I'll also be doing my show again tonight and next week as well, so I'll be doing double duty. So please come back. We'll stay all day, obviously. Eric Erickson and Eric Von Hessler Doctrine, and then I'll be back on at 7, so come back if you can at 7 p.m. to check me out if you've never heard the show before. And as I tell everybody, if you listen to the show for the first time, you don't like it, keep it to yourself. But if you love it, tell all your friends. But all our bumper music is going to celebrate fathers. And let me tell you, Father's Day has to be made great again. We have to make an effort to make Father's Day great again. I'm back in the early days, in the 60s, early 70s. Father's Day was just as big as Mother's Day. It really was. I mean, it's a big celebration. Barbecues, cookouts, going to fancy dinners. I mean, it was a big deal. Then all of a sudden, sometime in the 80s, when everything changed, this political statement there, but when everything changed in the 80s, Father's Day became like almost President's Day. It's not. It's almost like non-existent. You know how President's Day is really a holiday, but no one really celebrates it? Father's Day is like that, and it's disgusting. Fathers' lives matter. We know that. We know children raised in a mother-father household do much better than those raised in single-parent households, even if the father is the only single parent. Kids need their fathers, especially boys. Boys need their fathers. They need to learn how to be men. And that's something only a father can teach. Mothers can't teach boys how to be men, Fathers can. Grandfathers can. Uncles can. Coaches can. And they're all fathers. We don't treat them as such, but we need to. So we need to make Father's Day great again. We need to understand that someone needs to make T-shirts that say Fathers' Lives Matter. Because they do. They matter a lot. And so what I'm going to do, I did this on my show during Mother's Day, that Friday before Mother's Day weekend, and I'm going to do it here now as I fill in for Mark Arum. The number to call, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. I need you to call in. You don't have to stay long, but I need you to shout your father out. Whether he's passed on, he's still here, call in and shout out your father and tell him Happy Father's Day. Okay? Please. It's Father's Day weekend. We must make Father's Day great again. So the number, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Shout out your father and tell him Happy Father's Day. And if you can, tell him to listen so he can hear it. Now, let's talk about gifts. Oh, by the way, at 1 o'clock today, I'm going to be at D. Geller & Son on Roswell Road. They have watches and whiskey. We've been running the spots all week, so if you want to join me up there at 1 o'clock to get a nice gift for your dad. But let me say this. Ties are garbage. You give your father a tie for Father's Day or some chinky, cheap gift, it means you don't love him, right? Give him something of value. Give him something of substance. A whiskey bottle, a rare bottle of whiskey, a bottle of wine, something of value, something that he can look at and say, wow, my children really love me. Going to Walmart and buying a $9.99 tie. Oh, Dad, look, it's got a matching pocket square. That doesn't show love. Love your father this weekend. Let's make Father's Day great again. Fathers' lives matter. Shelley Winter filling in for Mark Arum. Give us a call. Shout out your father. Tell him Happy Father's Day. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. We'll be right back with Sam Sweeney of ABC News.
Here at Massey, we know a thing or two about bugs. We've been keeping pests out of homes for almost 100 years. Our customized pest prevention program keeps bugs outside, in their home, not yours. Because when we prevent pests from getting in, we protect health, home, and family. Make your home a Massey home. Schedule your free inspection today at MasseyServices.com. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations. Look, I know it's important to you when you're having some additions done to your house. You want the work done with quality workmanship, on time, within your budget, and built correctly. That's why I love Ben Hill Renovations, my deck experts. Getting a new deck from Ben Hill Renovations checks all the boxes. They've been building decks for over 60 years. Every project comes with a dedicated project manager and is properly built with future county and city code requirements in mind. Plus, Ben Hill Renovations offers many options, different styles, types of wood, color, and finishes. They can also build screened-in porches, outdoor living areas, multi-story wraparounds, pretty much anything you can imagine Ben Hill Renovations can do. And they're all backed by the Ben Hill Workmanship Warranty. Set up a design consultation or swing by the new Ben Hill Renovations showroom in Douglasville and talk to one of their designers or see them on the web at bhrenovations.com. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are conquering the unconquerable. Our experts are leading the way with innovative regenerative medicines and biotherapeutics that can repair diseased, injured, or defective tissues and organs to help treat people with chronic medical conditions. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather, traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. Good morning. I'm Cheryl Castro. News brought to you by Dr. Roof. New this morning, Atlanta police and fire investigate after a body is found in Peachtree Creek. Investigators have blocked off the creek near Howell Mill Road and Peachtree Battle. A representative from the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office is on the scene. No word yet if foul play is suspected. Israel strikes Iran's nuclear sites and military leaders while Iran counters with drones.
CBS News special report. Israel says it has intercepted most of the drones Iran launched after Israel attacked its nuclear facilities and killed several of its military leaders and scientists. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival.
Retired Marine General Frank McKenzie says Iran's nuclear program took a big hit.
It has not been destroyed, but it's been damaged. By all accounts, their offensive response against Israel has at least so far been ineffective.
Talks between the U.S. and Iran are still set for Sunday in Oman.
When the regime is directly threatened, often the regime will respond in a rational manner. Not sure they will in this case, but they certainly did it back during the Iran-Iraq war when they were pressed. They call it drinking from the poison chalice. It is possible they will come to Oman. It is certainly in their best interest to do so because the Israelis are probably going to be able to continue these attacks for an extended period of time.
CBS News special report. I'm Michael Wallace.
President Trump is preparing to meet with its National Security Council later this morning. Investigators recover a black box recorder from the site of yesterday's deadly passenger jet crash in India.
India's civil aviation minister promised to find answers.
We are going to do a fair and thorough investigation. We are not going to spare anyone. We are not going to leave any stone unturned.
The nearly 12-year-old aircraft had logged more than 41,000 flight hours.
Chris Van Cleve reports the Air India flight to London crashed shortly after takeoff. Only one man on board the plane survived. Part of the plane hit a building. Well, Atlanta takes new steps today in a push to help the homeless in the city's Mechanicsville neighborhood.
Groundbreaking is today for the 405 Cooper Street development. Atlanta City Councilman Jason Dozier explains what's going up on the 2-acre Mechanicsville property.
We're going to build a apartment community for our formerly homeless residents.
Also on site, services to help the formerly homeless get jobs so they can stay sheltered. The development will also be home to 70 for-sale townhomes. Cooper Street is part of the mayor's Rapid Housing Initiative, which aims to build 500 units by year's end. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
And Chipotle offering a limited time deal for patrons with tattoos today, this Friday the 13th. Between 3 and 4 this afternoon, Chipotle is offering a buy one, get one deal for fans who are, quote, tatted up like a Chipotle bag. The tattoos don't have to be permanent. Those with temporary tats or even designs that are drawn on will be eligible for this deal. Chipotle will also be giving out temporary tattoos at select locations during that 1-hour time frame. It is 9:33, time to check traffic and weather as we head on over now to Chinwe Maponya-Cook live in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Well, traffic is coming to a crawl right in Clayton County. Construction knocking out the right lane on 675 northbound, just past State Route 138, and your delays are stretching back to I-675, I-75, that merging point right there. Now you make it past that and you're on the outer loop. You're going to be slowing and going I-285 northbound right at I-20 in DeKalb, and then I-20 westbound. You're seeing some slowdowns on the East Expressway right around Wesley Chapel Road, exit 68. I'm Chinwe Maponya-Cook, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz. Showers and storms likely this afternoon and evening. Some with heavy rain. Watch for low visibility water on the roads. Clouded ground lightning. Today's high 86. We'll keep mainly afternoon and evening showers and storms in the forecast for the weekend. Saturday, low 71, high 86.
And right now, 73 degrees in Duluth. You're at 74 in Stonecrest. Mableton, another 74 degrees. More news at 10 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
The news of the day through the eyes of Eric Von Hessler.
I've listened to many arguments, and there are good arguments to say that we shouldn't. So I'm just saying.
If it's on your mind, it's on his.
This is the only way to do it. Some people are going to lose their job, and then they're going to be put back in the job.
Eric Von Hessler, today at 3.
It's about you. You're being celebrated.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Coming up in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show, filling in for Mark Arum, Shelley Winter, taking your Father's Day shout-outs, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Also, we're going to be talking to ABC News' Sam Sweeney on the India air crash. We'll be right back.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One question I'm always asked is, how did you become the largest injury firm in the world with over 1,000 attorneys and $25 billion in verdicts and settlements? One way was our financial strength. Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. To prosecute a typical case costs up to $250,000 in case cost. We advance them all. Product liability cases can have similar costs with an army of lawyers on the other side. Automobile insurance companies have the resources to fight. Guess what? So do we. Many law firms simply may not have the financial firepower to work up your case the way you deserve. And we don't charge by the hour. No recovery, no fee. If you have a question about your case or wish to become a client, go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelley Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for the Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday noon to 1 right here on 95.5 WSB.
A friend of mine, I'm not going to name names, has been trying to organize like a little friendly poker game at his house, and no one wants to come, and he didn't understand why, and I had to break it to him. Dude, your Wi-Fi is horrible. Hey, it's Mark Arum here. That's why no one wants to go to play. There's 9 of us at the poker table. We want to be on our phones, our tablets, streaming a sports game or listening to music, and his Wi-Fi was it was garbage. So I said, hey, step up to the plate and get Xfinity Internet. That's what I have at the Arum household, and the Wi-Fi is so strong. You could have literally hundreds of devices connected to the Wi-Fi and get 0 lag. So he switched to Xfinity. All of a sudden, yeah, everyone wants to go play at his friendly poker game. Wi-Fi can make a huge difference in life and in your social life. Your friends are going to want to come over if you have strong Wi-Fi. Get all the information online at Xfinity.com. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit your local Xfinity store today.
He was a lion. We were a father's pride, but I was defiant when he made me walk the line. He knew how to live.
Shelley Winter filling in for Mark Arum. All our bumper music is dedicated to Father's Day and fathers out there. You make this world go around, fathers, and you're going to be celebrated, if by no one else but Shelley Winter filling in for Mark Arum on the Mark Arum Show. We're going to celebrate fathers this morning. I got a chance to talk to Sam Sweeney of ABC News about the India air crash. But first, let me go to just the 1-2 calls. They want to shout out their fathers for Father's Day. 448-720-750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Rolando.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, Rolando.
Yes, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good.
Well, I want to give a shout out to my father in heaven. I lost my dad last year.
Me too, sir. My condolences.
I didn't have a dad when I was growing up. I met my dad in 2004. I was born in 66, but 2004.
Hey, Rolando. So,
yes.
so we don't really have the time for the whole full story. If you could just shout them out and happy Father's Day to you as well.
Yes, and I want to give a shout out to all the fathers out there in America and everywhere in the world.
And your dad?
Yes. And my dad in heaven, happy Father's Day, Father.
Wow, my man. Thank you. Kentucky Fried Lee, go ahead real quick. Shout out your father so I can go to my interview.
Yes, sir. My dad would be 103 this year if he was still alive. And he died in 98. And he was the best dad ever.
My man. Say his name, Lee.
His name is Fred.
Okay. Happy Father's Day, Fred.
I was adopted at birth.
My man. God bless you, Kentucky Fried Lee.
love him.
Yep. God bless
Thank
you. Have a wonderful Father's Day, and be happy because he's in a better place than we are, Kentucky Fried Lee.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Let's go to, I had a chance. Everybody keep the calls coming, 448-720-750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Let's go to Sam Sweeney of ABC News. I had a chance to talk to him earlier this morning about the India air crash. We're on the phone with Sam Sweeney of ABC News, and we're talking about the Air India crash. So tell us about, first of all, tell us about the crash. Do we know what happened? Do we know anything more than what's been reported up to this point?
This one really is a mystery. We see the video, the plane lifts off the ground, but it is struggling to remain in the air. And the only thing that we can say for certain is that there was some sort of loss of power. But what caused that loss of power? Why couldn't that plane stay off the ground? That's what investigators have to figure out.
And so I saw a video from people's cell phones inside the plane before it took off, and there was loss of power in the plane. They couldn't get the lights to work or the air wasn't working. Why would the plane still take off knowing that there was no power inside the cabin at that before takeoff?
So those videos circulate often with Air India flights. They have a pretty checkered safety record, but there's no indication that any of the seatback entertainment screen not working or the air conditioning not being cold enough had anything to do with this. Those problems do happen on airplanes, especially on Air India planes. If you search social media, you'll see plenty of videos of that happening before this incident. We don't know if that is related to this incident. This could be a bad input into the flight data computer. The plane was, thought it had X amount of weight, but it was actually heavier than the pilots put in. That's a possibility. It could be fuel contamination. That's certainly a possibility. Did the pilots accidentally retract the flaps instead of the landing gear and it didn't have enough lift when it was about 100 degrees out on that runway? There's a plethora of possibilities here, but we won't know it until investigators at least retrieve those black boxes, download the data, and go over it.
Wow, so much going on. Sam Sweeney of ABC News. We're talking about the Air India flight. I want to go back to something that you said earlier. You mentioned that they've had a plethora, your words, of safety concerns. Can you tell us more about that?
There have been a number of fatal crashes with Air India. They nearly went bankrupt about 7 years ago. They were mismanaged. As I said, a number of incidents. And when people fly Air India, they often post videos of how bad it is on social media. As you mentioned earlier, seatback entertainment screens not working, air conditioning not working properly, the seats and tray tables damaged or falling off. It's not, it does not have the best reputation. So that's what investigators are also going to look at. How is this plane maintained? When was the last time it was maintained? They're going to talk to the crew who brought it in from Delhi on the previous flight about 2 hours earlier. Did they experience any problems or have any concerns? All of that is going to be part of the investigation.
When we talk about these airlines, I know in America, usually when these crashes happen, there's a flood of lawyers reaching out to family members to try and get these class action cases going on. Does that same process exist in India?
I don't know the exact, legalities. I know that the airline is offering compensation to passengers' families, and of course that one lone survivor. But it's unclear, what their laws are and how this will be settled in court.
Understood. Now, you mentioned the one lone survivor. I've seen his story, and I've got to say, is this all miracle, or is there a seat or an area on an airplane that is safer than others in the event of a crash?
This is nothing short of a miracle. I mean, he was seated in seat 11A. It was next to the emergency exit door, the door that you walk in on the plane from the jetway. He says he remembers the plane hitting a building and then the door cracking open, and then he runs out of the airplane. And that's all he really remembers. He says he saw a couple of dead people. He remembers looking up and seeing the flight attendant had died in front of him. He opened his eyes. He thought he was going to die. He opened his eyes. He realized he was alive, and then he ran out through that cracked door. But this was a massive fireball. It is still unclear how he survived this.
Wow. And so the Dreamliner series, that's the Boeing airline, that the plane was a Boeing airliner called the Dreamliner. Can you tell us more about that plane? And should we be worried? I'm going on my family reunion in 2 weeks, and should I not board the plane if it's a Dreamliner series?
The 787, sure. The 787 Dreamliner is one of Boeing's newest planes. It's been in service for roughly 20 years, though, and it has an impeccable safety record. It has never been involved in a crash. It's never had a fatality, and you should feel safe on board this plane. We simply don't know. Again, was it pilot error? Was it a maintenance issue on behalf of Air India? We don't know yet. But what we do know is that the record of the 787 Dreamliner is impeccable, and it is a safe airplane.
So it seems like this is going to turn out to be possibly, we don't know the full facts yet, but it's going to be possible. It's possible that it's going to turn out to be an Air India issue and not a Boeing Dreamliner issue.
It's certainly possible. Anything's possible, but it certainly appears that it could go in that direction.
My man, Sam Sweeney of ABC News, we appreciate you coming on the Mark Arum Show. You have a wonderful day, and if it's appropriate, happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You too.
Bye-bye. I'm a bonus dad. It's appropriate to me. 448-720-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Call in with your Father's Day shout-outs. When we come back, we're going to be talking about... where do I have where's my sheet, Vinny? We're going to be talking about a lady who's planning her funeral. That's coming up next on the Mark Arum Show. We got Attorney General Chris Carr coming up later on in the show with the protests. Also, don't forget Israel, Iran. We will be going. News will be covering that all morning long. There's breaking news every moment in this starting war. Call it a conflagration now, but it could be a regional war that we need to pay attention to. Already the impacts. Oil prices are going up. President Trump made a statement. He was talking to ABC News about a couple minutes ago. I think it's been excellent. We gave them a chance, and they didn't take it. They got hit about as hard as you're going to get hit, and there's more to come, a lot more. 2 months ago, I gave Iran a 60-day ultimatum to, quote, make a deal. They should have done it. Today is day 61. Now they have perhaps a second chance. Donald Trump talking tough to Iran, Israel bombing Iran, and Marco Rubio doing something I think is so brilliant. Let me tell you something. I'm on usually Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., and my show is heavily political. We talk about culture, we talk about music, we talk about sports. It's not a sports show, but it's political. I share my strong opinions on politics. I will tell you this. Of all of Trump's secretaries, I've got to tell you, I'm most impressed with Marco Rubio. And if Marco Rubio decides to run for president in 2028, it's going to be a primary war between him and J.D. Vance. But here's what Marco Rubio said. Tonight, Israel took unilateral action against Iran. We are not involved in strikes against Iran, and our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. Our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. Basically, he's telling Iran, you go after anything that even looks like an American citizen, we will decimate you. But he's also telling Iran, we had nothing to do with this. This is all Israel, between Israel and you. Well said, my friend. Well said. Let's go to Chinwe Mapunya Cook to check traffic on this Friday Father's Day weekend morning.
Well, it is pretty Friday-like. Got a couple of construction spots, though, Shelley. Georgia 400 southbound, right around Northridge Road. Road maintenance knocking out a left lane, causing some slowing and going through Sandy Springs. And then I-85 southbound, as you're making your way out of Gwinnett, you're going to be tapping the brakes between Pleasant Hill Road and Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. This report is sponsored by Scott Antique Markets. The Scott Antique Market is this weekend. There's no telling what you'll find. Visit the Atlanta Expo Centers at I-285 and Jonesboro Road. It's the Scott Antique Markets this weekend. ScottAntiqueMarket.com. I'm Chinwe Maponya Cook, 95.5 WSB.
When news breaks,
there are protests going on in Chicago, in New York, and right here in Atlanta.
We've got it covered.
Brookhaven police stressed that the organizers of this demonstration did communicate and cooperate with them.
Tune in often for the latest.
We want people to not be deported, families to not be separated.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
Here's what you'll get at Wolfpan European Auto Repair in Roswell. Honest pricing, factory-trained certified technicians, and real car lovers working on your Porsche, BMW, Audi, Mercedes-Benz. Just search Wolfpan Auto Repair and see the difference.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
2 keys to surviving a brutal Atlanta summer. Number 1, stay hydrated. Drink your water, folks. Number 2, make sure your air conditioning unit can handle your needs. It's Mark Arum back from my friends at Reliable Heating and Air. You need AC this summer. You need an AC that works and is reliable, and you need to save money. Check out this offer. Get any sized AC, just $69.99 a month. That's it. 0 down. Low monthly payments, all future repairs, maintenance, even filters are no additional charge for life. An unbeatable lifetime warranty. Plus, you get 24/7 service and next day installations guaranteed, or Reliable pays you $500. Book an appointment for a convenient time right on their website at reliableair.com and click on the schedule service button, or call or text 770-594-9969, 770-594-9969.
The global phenomenon The Chosen has arrived.
The world is changing, and Jesus offers a vision to redeem it. He's not the Messiah!
The table is set.
This is a place to worship the Father. But you make it a den of thieves!
Everything has led to this moment. And nothing will ever be the same.
What have you done?
The Chosen, Last Supper, June 15th, Season 5 on Prime Video.
Hey, it's Shelley Winter. Car prices are expected to rise this summer. Do you wait or buy now? At Butler Lexus South Atlanta, there's no guesswork, just peace of mind. All in-stock Lexus vehicles are price locked, guaranteed not to go up. Visit Butler Lexus of South Atlanta or call 800-NEW-LEXUS. Experience the standard of amazing.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
It's a Father's Day song?
Stand Like My Daddy. It's just the instrumental, though.
Oh.
Stand Like My Daddy.
Stand Like My Daddy. All right. Stand Like My Daddy. Shelley Winter in for Mark Arum. My cousin Vinny is on the board, and I asked him to play Father's Day songs all morning long in our bumper music, and he played the instrumental for Stand Like My Daddy. So, my man, I love you, my cousin Vinny. 44872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Give us a call and shout your dad out. We're not, we don't need the life story. We don't need to know how your relationship was. We don't need all that stuff. We just need you to shout him out and keep it moving for the rest of the folks. I do want to talk about this quick story, but let's take 2 callers. Let's go to Brett in Canton. Go ahead, Brett.
Hey, Shelley. Thank you. I want to give a shout out to my dad, Michael Hayden, for Father's Day.
Michael Hayden. Happy Father's Day, Michael Hayden. Thank you, Brett. Have a wonderful day, and happy Father's Day to you as well, my friend.
Thank
you. Luke in Sharpsburg.
Hey, it's Friday the 13th. You're saying you're doing this morning show, you're doing Whiskey and Watches, and coming back on at 7?
Yes, sir. It is Friday the 13th. You're right. What is that, a good thing or a bad thing? I see it as good luck.
Be safe out there. Just be safe out there.
Yes, sir.
I want to...
I'm a Mason, so we don't see Friday the 13th as bad. We kind of see it as good luck. My man.
Amen. Way to go. Ask one, meet one. Be safe out there on the roads. My father, he is passed. He was a leap year baby, so he only had 14 birthdays before he passed. But I really want to send a shout out to my father-in-law, my wife's dad. He
just say his name, Luke.
I was 19 years old, and his name is Bruce Chambers, and he's been a dad to me since I was 19.
God bless Bruce Chambers. Happy Father's Day to you both. So this lady, my mom passed away 2 years ago. And a shout out to Mommy Valerie. Valerie went to the greatest mom in the world. And then my dad, interestingly enough, my dad and mom split up when I was younger. Interestingly enough, my dad passed a year later to the day on the same day my mom passed, right? And so he passed away last year. And so Father's Day is the first Father's Day without my dad because he passed after Father's Day last year. And so anyway, long story short, I had to plan my mom's funeral. And so I had to go put together the video, pull the pictures. And if you know anything about my mom, she was one to jump in front of every camera she saw, right? So obviously it's way before cell phone cameras. And so if she saw someone with a Polaroid or a regular camera or any kind of camera and they were in a corner taking a picture at the house party or the barbecue or the family reunion, she'd jump in every picture. So I had literally thousands of pictures of my mom to choose from. And it was nearly impossible because I knew my mom. And she would say, I could have picked 100 pictures for the program. She would tell me, that picture, why would you pick that picture? Look at my hair. Look at my arm. Look at my leg. Look how, whatever it is. So it became virtually impossible for me to pick the perfect pictures. So this lady, instead of she allowing other people to do it, she fully edited a 24-minute funeral montage of herself, complete with music, tributes, and heartfelt messages. And so she did this on her own. I got to tell you, people have been criticizing her, calling her morbid, calling all kinds of names, creepy, but I thought about it. I may do the same thing. Look, let's be honest. We just don't know the day and the time or how. But every single one of us, I hate to be like this on a Father's Day weekend, we're going to die. You know, we're going to die. People plan weddings without a boyfriend or girlfriend. Most women plan their wedding. They know the dress, they know the music, they know the song they're going to dance to, they know the island they want to go to on their honeymoon, and they don't even have a boyfriend. That part. So why not plan for something you know is going to come? I might do that myself. I'm going to get all my pictures together. I'm going to get my music, but my music's not going to be dramatic. My music's not going to be sad. My music is going to be party music. Set it off on the left side, set it off on the right side, set it off, set it off, set it off. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, news. Keep it locked here all morning because the greatest news department in the entire radio industry is covering Iran, Israel all morning long. And the only place you'll get breaking news is right here. And I'll be talking about it as well. We'll be right back. As Shelley Winter filling in for my dear, dear brother, Mark Arum. I normally air Monday through Friday, 7 to 10. 7 to 9. We'll be right back.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual Imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Market volatility isn't slowing down. If you're nearing retirement, now is not the time to wait and see. Every day of uncertainty can put your future at risk. It's time to diversify. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I want you to know you can create certainty, locking in guaranteed income for life. This means predictable, stable cash flow, even in turbulent times. You've worked too hard to leave your retirement to chance. Right now, there are options to receive up to 30% upfront or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't wait. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any examples provided are hypothetical. Annuities are issued with prospectus and sales brochures and should be reviewed carefully before funding as features and benefits vary. DBA in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
News, weather,
Traffic. 95.5 WSB. Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 10 o'clock, I'm Cheryl Castro. Good morning. News brought to you by TE Certified Electrical, Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Our top story is happening now. The U.S. is shifting military resources in the Middle East in response to Israel's strikes on Iran and possible retaliatory attacks.
CBS News special report. Iran is threatening retaliation after Israel attacked its nuclear facilities and killed some of its top scientists and military leaders. Here's Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian, heard through an interpreter.
Of course, the Iranian nation and officials will not remain silent in the face of this criminal act. The Islamic Republic of Iran's legitimate and powerful response will make the enemy regret its stupid actions.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu plans to call President Trump and Russian President Putin today.
Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival.
CBS's Margaret Brennan.
Iran claims that the really important underground nuclear site at Fordow, which is buried deep inside a mountain, has not been impacted. That is important because it means Iran's nuclear program has not been entirely destroyed at this point.
CBS News special report. I'm Michael Wallace.
Meanwhile, the Israeli consulate in Midtown and Israeli missions around the world are shut down as a result of the strikes on Iran as a precaution. But Georgia State University Middle East Studies professor Dr. Mia Bloom says she's not surprised based on other recent attacks, including the ones in Boulder and Washington, D.C.
Not just rhetoric, but violent actions that have been directed against Israelis and Jews for the last 20 months.
Bloom says while there's concern about international terrorism in the wake of these attacks, she believes the U.S. and Atlanta are still extremely safe. We'll keep those umbrellas handy. More rain and storms are in your Friday the 13th forecast.
Good bet that you'll see some wet weather today at times, heavy downpours.
Channel 2 Action News meteorologist Brad Nitt says the scattered showers and storms hang around all weekend. Right now, cloudy, 75 degrees in Midtown. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Atlanta Fire Rescue Crews pull a body from Peachtree Creek. They've blocked off an area near Howell Mill Road and Peachtree Battle while they investigate the circumstances surrounding the person's death. So far, officials are not saying whether or not they suspect foul play. MARTA is set to temporarily shut down its Atlanta streetcar service to make way for infrastructure work.
While there's no exact timeline yet, the closure will happen before the end of the year so that Georgia Power can repair an underground transmission line.
They have requested MARTA close our streetcar for approximately 4 months, and this is subject to change based on a final construction schedule approved by both MARTA and the City of Atlanta.
MARTA's Daniel Hecht tells the MARTA board they hope to coordinate the closure with Atlanta Watershed for another sewer project along the streetcar route. Hecht says they plan to have the service operational ahead of the World Cup next year. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Pope Leo announces this morning the canonization of the first Catholic saint of the millennial generation, Carlo Acutis, will take place on September 7th. He's a British-born Italian boy who died from leukemia in 2006 at the age of 15.
Carlo was an ordinary child like everybody. I used to play, to have friends, to go to school. But his extraordinary was the fact that he opened the door of his heart to Jesus, and he put Jesus at the first place in his life.
His mother says Carlo was a regular kid with very special qualities. Next year's Grammy Awards will have some big changes. The Recording Academy says 2 new award categories will be added: Best Traditional Country Album and Best Album Cover. There are also some rule changes, including one that will expand eligibility for the Best New Artist. Nominations are due out in November. The 68th Annual Grammy Awards will be held February 1st in Los Angeles. It's 10:04. Mark Arum Show continues in less than 2 minutes. Shelley Winter is filling in. Live team coverage first with traffic and weather. Smiling Mark McKay live in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
All right, Cheryl, slowing through Stockbridge. Expect it through the midday hours as construction is up and running. We see only a left lane getting by the roadwork being done. I-675 northbound past exit 1, Highway 138. I'd stick with those delays if you're rolling up to Ellenwood. 75 slowing out of Stockbridge headed south toward Hudson Bridge Bridge, Eagles Landing Parkway. The delays on I-20 are in place. Sluggish on I-20 eastbound, leaving Six Flags over Georgia to I-285. A little slow in the work zone as well as you head west through DeKalb County. And 400 is coming to a halt off and on between Roswell and Sandy Springs. Crews are in and out of that left lane doing work. 400 southbound south of Northridge Road, exit 6. Smiley Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz. Mid-80s with scattered showers and storms this afternoon and evening. Some of the heavy rain and gusty winds. And we'll keep afternoon storms around this weekend. Both days, low 71, high 86 Saturday, low 71, high 85 on Sunday.
And right now, cloudy 75 in Kennesaw. You're at 77 in Noonan, 74 in Norcross. More news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
Hey, everybody, it's Shelley Winter filling in for Mark Aram. I'm here today and all next week. Also, I'll be back doing my show tonight at 7 p.m., so keep it locked here. There's no reason to go anyplace else. I mean, you got Eric Erickson coming up next. Probably the smartest guy on radio. Then you got my dear friend Yvonne Hester Doctrine and all the doctrinaires coming up after that. And then you have me coming back at 7 p.m. Why would you go anyplace else? Just keep it locked here. I will say this. We're celebrating Father's Day. Call in and give your Father's Day shout out. So I posted that on my Facebook page. You could follow me on all social media, Shelley Winter, SHELLEYWYNTER. That's Twitter, Facebook, everything. Shelley Winter, Shelley Winter Show. I posted that we're celebrating Father's Day, and some lady comes on my page and basically says she used to listen, she doesn't like me anymore for whatever reason, right? And she said, did you just dare say a $9.95 tie from Walmart doesn't mean you love your father? And clearly I did say that, and I was making a point. So she says that, now clearly this lady she listens because she heard that, right? That part. But anyway, my point is that clearly I was talking about just going to grab a gift for Dad, not thinking, just, let me get Dad a tie, right? That's what I was making the point. She said, well, what if the dad asks for it? Well, if he asks for it, then it's the gift he wanted. I'm not talking about that. Then she says, what if it's all you can afford? Well, this is what I would say. If you can only afford a $9.95 tie for Dad, give him the $10 in a card. If that's all you can afford and Dad knows it, put the $10 in a card and say Happy Father's Day and write the most beautiful note you can to your father. My point is, don't go just grab a tie, even if it's all you can afford. Yes, the thought is what counts. We all know that. But take an extra effort for Dad, just the same effort you take for Mom. If you can only afford a $9.95 scarf for Mom, and she did not ask for a scarf, put the $10 in a card. And if you only have $9.95, put $9 in a card. Never put change in a card. Ma'am. 448-720-750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Some people, I understand if you disagree with everything I say. That's fine. But don't come on my page chastising me because we're celebrating fathers. What if he asked for a tie? Then you give him a tie. What if he didn't ask for anything? You going to give him a tie? No, that's my point. Oh, boy, people are so angry these days. It's Father's Day weekend. Talking about angry people. First of all, I want to talk about these protests this weekend, talking about angry people. But let's not talk to angry people on the phones, 448-720-750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Let's talk to happy people as they give their Father's Day shout-outs. So let's go to Kevin in Smyrna. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, Shelley. Just want to give a shout-out to my two grandfathers, Papa Jim Mikas in heaven, Papa Tom Breslin, who's going to be 96 this year, and to my dad, Brian Breslin. He's the greatest guy I know.
My man. Great call, Kevin, and happy Father's Day to all of them. God bless you, and happy Father's Day to you as well, Kevin.
Thank you, Shelley. You too.
Let's go to Edie in Riverdale. Go ahead, Edie.
Hey, Shelley. How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing great. I woke up this morning, so I'm good.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
Well, I wanted to make a shout-out to a heavenly shout-out to my father. He was the biggest influence on me as far as a male. And I want to give a shout-out to my son because he and his wife are raising the most polite and smart and beautiful children.
All right, say both their names.
Huh?
Say both their names.
My dad's name was Eddie, and my son's name is Chris.
All right. Happy Father's Day to Eddie and Chris. God bless you, Edie. You have a wonderful weekend. Great call.
And happy Father's Day to you, too.
Thank you, Edie. I appreciate it. I'm a bonus dad, Vinny. I'm a bonus dad. That counts. We count. Bonus dads count. Make Father's Day great again, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to talk about these protests this weekend. So we got Attorney General Chris Carr joining us at 11:10, coming up on the show at 11:10. You don't want to miss that. We're going to be talking about the protests and what the Attorney General's office is doing to protect not only law enforcement, but to protect also citizens and also give people the right to peacefully protest. So he's coming up at 10 minutes after 11. You don't want to miss that. But their protest is No Kings protests. So I was on a text thread this morning with some very dear friends of mine. And every year for the last, I think, probably close to almost a decade and a half, something like that, maybe more, the Cobb GOP has purchased a vendor table, and they put out voting information, and it's just kind of an outreach thing for the Cobb GOP. And for many years, the Cobb County NAACP does a Juneteenth event in Marietta Square, right? And the Cobb GOP has partnered up with the Cobb NAACP, and they've always purchased a table. And I think it's one of the greatest things that the GOP does in the metro Atlanta area. It's always fun. I've been out there several years. Before I started doing the Car Guys show and Inside Georgia Real Estate, I would be out there all day with the Cobb GOP, and I'd have my speaker out there, and we'd have fun, and we'd talk to people and dance and just have a good time. And so I was on a text thread, and several people, friends of mine, had to talk them down off the ledge because they were, kind of concerned that there's going to be one of the No Kings protests that's going on is going to be starting at Marietta Pizza right there off the square. And that's going to be this weekend. I don't know the time here. I can't see it in terms of in the list that I have here. But they're going to be there, the No Kings protests, I think 2 to 5:30, something like that. And I was telling my friends in this text thread, because they were concerned, and they were legitimately concerned, right? Because these protests, we've seen the violence that has emanated from these immigration protests, anti-ICE protests. We don't know the King's Day protests. No King's Day protests because they're only one day tomorrow. But it's the same group of people that don't like President Trump. And so I was talking to my friends, and I told them, I said, you got to understand something. One, the event that we are going, that the Cobb GOP, and shout out to Mary Clarice Hathaway, who's the chair of the Cobb County GOP, for not canceling and not, still showing up with the full support of the Cobb GOP membership to the Juneteenth celebration with the Cobb NAACP, which is going on tomorrow all day. One of the things I was trying to tell my friends is that, one, first of all, the Juneteenth people have nothing to do with the King's Day protest. The Juneteenth people are celebrating Juneteenth. If anything, the people that are going to be at the Juneteenth, Cobb County NAACP Juneteenth celebration this weekend in Marietta Square, they have nothing to do with the other group of people, and they're not going to be participating in any protests because Juneteenth is so important to them. That's why they're there. So you have two groups of people, one who are coming out to see vendors, listen to some music, walk around, push a baby carriage, look for Father's Day gifts. That's what they're going to be doing, buying vendor food, seeing neighbors, celebrating Juneteenth. Any loud protest emanating from right across the street from that park, any kind of loud yelling, any kind of loudness disrupts the celebration of Juneteenth. Before any Cobb police step in, before anybody in the Cobb County GOP needs to be worried, understand the people of Juneteenth will tell those people, hey, can you keep it down? We're celebrating over here. We're not involved with you. You want to celebrate? You want to have your King's Day celebration? Your No King's Day protest? You can have it. Keep it down. Because we're over here celebrating Juneteenth, which is a very important holiday to the people that are attending this event. And the safest place to be this Saturday in Cobb County is going to be Marietta Square. Not only is going to be a heavy Cobb County police presence, not because of the protest, but because it's a big community event with vendors who take cash. So there's going to be a heavy police presence. Plus, Cobb County, Marietta Police is right there. Cobb County Police is right there. The courthouse is right there. They're already parked there. So there's going to be a huge presence. That's the first thing. But the second thing is, people that are celebrating Juneteenth this weekend, they have nothing whatsoever to do with No King's Day. Now, there will be people involved in the No King's Day protests, but the Juneteenth people, they have nothing to do with it. Now, you may have a speaker who will say something from the stage, no kings, something like that. That's minor. They have every right to. But for the most part, Juneteenth is this weekend. There's celebrations all across the metro Atlanta area. You can go to them. They're going to be the safest place to be. You know why? Because they're celebrations of a moment in history that changed the trajectory of this country and also of enslaved Africans in this country. So it's a huge celebration. The fact that it happens to be on the same day that that people are doing No King's Day really is an insult to Juneteenth. But that's what liberals do. They don't really care about the African-American community. They don't really care about African-American celebrations. All they care is about their own selfish ideology and their own selfish needs and wants. And they want to be seen, so they're going to be out there. No King's Day. What does that even mean? We have a president. We don't have a king. He's not an authoritarian. No, you're the authoritarians because you lost an election and you believe that by having 1,500 protests all across this country that it's the right thing to do because you disagreed with 50+% of the country who not only voted for the man but gave him a popular vote win and electoral college win. Clean sweep of all the swing states. That means you're on the wrong side of history. But you don't care because you're going to go out there Saturday anyway on the first major African-American holiday. Martin Luther King is a holiday for America. Juneteenth is a holiday for everybody. We know that. Everybody can celebrate Juneteenth. As I said, Cobb County GOP buys a table at the Cobb NAACP Juneteenth celebration in Marietta. They've been doing it for over a dozen years, more than a dozen years. So everybody can celebrate Juneteenth. But you know what? Juneteenth is really the first holiday that really specifically talks about African-American history in this country. And these young, white, upper-middle-class liberals with their mask on and the keffiyehs wrapped around their face will decide to have 1,500 protests on the same day as Juneteenth. Disrespectful. Disrespectful. But the Democrats won't call it out because they're afraid to. But they should. And every African-American that's celebrating Juneteenth this weekend should call out the liberals for celebrating No King's Day on Juneteenth. Shelley Winter in for Mark Arum. I'm gonna be here all day till 12 noon. So just lock us in. And I'm coming back on Monday, and there's nothing you can do about it. We'll be right back. Let's go to traffic with my brother. I haven't seen him and talked to him in so long. Smiling, Mark McKay.
So nice to see you on this side of the clock, Shelley, and heading to the airport this morning for that getaway flight. Come on into Midtown downtown. You're in good shape on 7585. Just tap of the brakes, leaving 17th Street past I-20. Once you get closer to I-20, you'll open up heading to Hartsfield. The ride up to the airport into Ellenwood is slow due to construction. Right lane knocked out, 675 northbound, just above Highway 138. That's exit 1. And road work is slowing you into Sandy Springs from Roswell this morning. Cruise in a left lane, 400 southbound, south of Northridge Road. Those delays may call for you to use Highway 9. This report sponsored by Purple Mattress. Purple mattresses and pillows are up to 75% off for a limited time. Stop by their showroom at the outlet shops at Atlanta this weekend for amazing deals. Smiler Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
When traffic
No
hits,
traffic getting through in either direction.
the Triple Team Traffic Center has you covered.
Even the bridge over 75 is being held.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic.
Out of Spaghetti Junction along 285 westbound and a crash on Peachtree Boulevard 141 southbound before 285.
Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is heating up outdoors and summer fun is just getting started. And you know what? I bet it'll get warmer before it gets cooler. And you know the best part about hot weather is walking into a cool, comfortable house. Dave Baker here for Coolray Heating and Cooling, Plumbing and Electrical. Don't let AC problems ruin your summer. Let Coolray tune up your air conditioner now. Ooh, are you thinking about a new, more efficient HVAC system? Coolray is offering up to $2,250 in rebates and free installation with the purchase of a complete home carrier system. And don't forget, Coolray is your one-stop shop when it comes to plumbing and electrical service too. Brightbox Electrical and Mr. Plumber are both Coolray companies, so they've got all your electrical, plumbing, and HVAC needs covered. Ready to stay cool for the summer? Visit Coolray.com to book your appointment today. It's easy. No phone calls, no waiting on hold. Book the time and day that works best for you. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. A question I get all the time is, how did we become the largest injury firm in the world? We have over 1,000 lawyers in all 50 states and close to 6,000 coworkers. Our call center is on duty 24/7. You can reach us at any time at forthepeople.com. But the real reason is we won a lot. When you visit our website, go to our verdicts and settlements. There you will see what our clients were offered and what they were awarded at trial. All those verdicts help us resolve many cases fairly and early. You see, nothing beats reputation. The insurance industry knows who we are. We even have insurance adjusters call us for representation because they know too. We've made it easy. On your mobile device or computer, go to forthepeople.com and we will get busy. It's that easy. Call today. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Yo, it's Eric. I know as a homeowner, you start seeing the cracks in the wall or the door start sticking. You wonder what's going on. You could have a foundation problem. Engineered Solutions of Georgia is the only foundation repair company in Georgia with licensed engineers on staff providing the highest quality of work. If you got concerns, reach out to them for a free inspection. Go to ESOGrepair.com. That's ESOGrepair.com.
Dial 678 ESOG now.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, could be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
The Guaranteed Offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. You can save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle this summer. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. My friends at Mark Spain Real Estate can sell your home with the strongest all-cash offer in the industry and help you move on your timeline. With over 67,000 satisfied clients, you can trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast and for maximum profit. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
What if your home had everything? Fitness, fun, and total relaxation all in one place. A Bullfrog Swim Spa from Brown's Pools and Spas is the ultimate backyard upgrade. Swim or soak, warm or cool, all year round. Plenty of space to exercise, play, and of course relax without taking up the entire backyard. Right now, get financing for 120 months, an instant rebate up to $2,500, and a free zero-gravity swim spa hammock. Hurry, sale ends June 16th. BrownsPools.com.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual Imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Thank you A pat on the back, you did what you did, no questions asked. I could never say enough. Through the downs and the ups, you carried the weight so we'd have a...
Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. All morning long, we're covering Father's Day, and we're letting you shout out your dads. 448-720-750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Give us a call, shout out your fathers. Tell them Happy Father's Day, whether they passed on or not. They can hear you. And so that's what we're doing. I'm getting ready to go to Bill Crane, but I also want to let you know we will be also covering all morning long and probably all day long Iran, Israel, that war starting in the Middle East. I've got a guest coming up at 11 o'clock to talk about it. And so we're doing that all morning long. And if you don't hear it, more breaking information from me, keep it locked here because our great news team is breaking news, every news break on what's going on in Israel and Iran. Let's go to Bill Crane so he and I can have this conversation about what's happening in Israel, between Israel and Iran. Hey, Bill Crane.
Good morning, Shelly.
Happy
early Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to you, Bill. One of the greatest fathers ever. I met your daughter out and about, and she absolutely loves you. So that makes you a great father, my friend. Happy Father's Day.
I'll be picking her up this afternoon. I wanted to give a shout out to my dad, Jerry Crane. He's about to be 87 years old, and we nearly lost him last year. He's been through 3 major surgeries, but he's still ticking, and I'll be spending Sunday with him and my daughter.
Absolutely. So let's talk to me about Iran, Israel bombing Iran. First question I have for you, why today?
Well, Iran has been a kind of a state sponsor of Hamas for some time now. So though they're not in direct conflict, and they're not prior to this bombing, we weren't on the edge of World War III. Iran has made stated priority for their government for decades that the eradication of Israel, the doing away of the Jewish state and replacing it with a Palestine state, is an objective of their government. They have been rather recalcitrant to honor any agreement they've had relative to their radioisotopes they've been developing, not just for nuclear power, but for nuclear bombs, despite earlier agreements with the Paris Accord and the United Nations. And Donald Trump, as you know, pulled out of that agreement the first time when he was president, and then Joe Biden went back in, and then the second time. And they've been trying to have discussions with Iran about allowing them to have radioisotopes and develop uranium for power generation, but not to go to the next step for weaponization. And clearly that didn't happen. They are continuing to develop weapons, and Israel has seen them as a looming threat, as well as the largest sponsor of Hamas. So they preemptively, I don't know why today, but what took them out did serious damage to several of their weapons facilities. Iran reports their largest and most vital is still intact.
Well, we're on the phone with Bill Crane. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Bill about Israel bombing Iran. We'll be right back. It's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to everyone. 448-720-750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Call in and shout out your dad. And I'm Shelley Winter, filling in for Mark Aram.
There's nothing like a warm weather day here in North Georgia. Restaurant patios are packed. There are so many festivals, and I love concerts under the stars. Hey, it's Smiler Mark McKay. Imagine doing all of that and building your credit. You can with the Chime Secured Credit Builder Visa credit card. You build credit with money you were already going to spend while avoiding interest. Better credit means lower rates on car and home loans and better terms to borrow money for life's unexpected expenses. The Chime Secured Credit Builder Visa has no annual fees, interest, or credit checks, and you can use it everywhere Visa is accepted. Make everyday purchases count with Chime Secured Credit Builder Visa credit card. Get started today at Chime.com. Chime feels like progress.
Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. Members FDIC. The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. Chime checking account required to apply. On-time payment history may have a positive impact on your credit score. Results may vary. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal and OTC advance fees may apply. Stop me eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Timing depends on submission of payment file. Fees apply at out-of-network ATMs.
At Shane Company, we love a spring engagement, but you might be wondering, how do I find the perfect engagement ring? As a trusted family jeweler since 1929, we get asked this a lot. We have a wide selection of ring settings, like vintage designs with romantic details, floral settings inspired by nature, and classic styles with clean lines and sleek metals. Dreaming of the most beautiful diamond you've ever seen? At Shane Company, we handpick only the sparkliest center stones in all shapes and sizes, from oval to round to marquise and more. We have gorgeous natural and lab-grown diamonds at competitive prices, in-store, ready to compare side by side. Drawn to certain colors? We're known for our rainbow of vivid natural sapphires, including shades of blue, straight out of a fairy tale, handpicked by our owner, Tom Shane. At Shane Company, we have the best free lifetime warranty that includes the center stone, plus resizing, repairs, and cleanings for life. Visit us at shaneco.com or in store. No appointment necessary. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
Good Friday morning to at 10:30. I'm Cheryl Castro. News brought to you by Metro Atlanta Amco dealers. Our top story, Israel and Iran swap unprecedented strikes as President Trump calls Israeli strikes very successful and hopes nuclear talks this weekend will go on.
CBS News special report. Iran's foreign minister is promising a decisive response to Israel's attack on its nuclear facilities. CBS's Ed O'Keefe is at the White House.
The president this morning says he warned Iran a potential Israeli military strike on the country would be much worse than anything they know, anticipated, or were told, because Israel uses American military equipment and, quote, they know how to use it. He adds there is still time to make this slaughter come to an end. Iran must make a deal before there's nothing left and save what was once known as the Iranian Empire.
NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte.
It is now crucial for many allies, including the United States, to work to de-escalate. I know they're doing that, and I think that is now the first order of the day.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
For decades, the tyrants of Tehran have brazenly, openly called for Israel's destruction. They've backed up their genocidal rhetoric with a program to develop nuclear weapons.
CBS News special report. I'm Michael Wallace.
And these increasing tensions in the Middle East are raising questions about the security here at home.
The Israeli consulate in Midtown is closed for now, and its website recommends that Jews avoid large gatherings associated with Israel. Georgia State Middle East Studies professor Dr. Mia Bloom says other sites may be on alert as well.
Well, I mean, from Atlanta specific, we always have to be careful about the CDC and the security around, the areas where Atlanta is a leader.
But she stresses Atlanta tends to be safer than other major cities, and she says you're still more likely to be struck by lightning twice than being killed by a terrorist. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
It's 10:32. Gwinnett County investigators arrest 10 people connected to what they describe as a huge electronics theft syndicate. Corporal Juan Marieto says the suspects, all Asian, are part of a larger theft ring operating in several states.
They were stealing these packages off people's porches. Somehow or another, they knew there were electronics in these packages, taking them to a location in Gwinnett County or outside of Gwinnett County and selling them to certain individuals.
Officers seized over $6 million worth of electronics, 8 vehicles, more than $1 million in cash, and 5 weapons. The 19-year-old who was injured after a twister destroyed his Locust Grove home is speaking out publicly for the first time. It comes in a social media update from Malachi Cheney and his dad, Trey.
I want to thank everybody for supporting me. It means the world, and it's going to be one of the greatest comebacks that you ever seen in your life. Facts.
Malachi spent weeks in the hospital recovering with broken bones in his face, ribs, a punctured lung, and a neck injury. He was thrown 300 feet from his home by the tornado, rated an EF2. Well, Juneteenth festivities kick off this weekend here in Atlanta. One local 2-day event starts with a parade down Boulevard and ends at Piedmont Park.
We have about a couple acres of bouncy houses. We have the soccer nets out there. We got the double dutch, jump ropers, and we actually have a couple of rings. We have a boxing ring, even wrestling.
Bob Johnson is founder and director of the Juneteenth Atlanta Parade and Festival. He says the Saturday event will also feature panel discussions and on financial literacy and real estate. On Sunday, a 5K run is planned. It's 10:33. Live team coverage of traffic and weather. Smile and Mark McKay now live in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Got the travel advisory out of Stockbridge, Cheryl, with a right lane knocked out roadwork 675 northbound just north of exit 1, Highway 138, causing that slow zone. Leaving Stockbridge, headed up to Ellenwood. The southbound ride also filling in. It's Friday morning volume as folks break away for the weekend. Father's Day weekend, 75 crowding, leaving 675 down to exit 224, Hudson Bridge, Eagles Landing Parkway. Your 75-85 northbound delays fortunately are minimal. You will see brake lights in spots, leaving University Avenue, exit 244, up to John Lewis Freedom Parkway, especially in the I-20 interchange. Southbound through Midtown, sluggish, leaving 17th Street past Georgia Tech. Smile and Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz. Showers and storms likely this afternoon and evening, some with heavy rain. Watch for low visibility water on the roads, cloudy ground lightning. Today's high 86. We'll keep mainly afternoon and evening showers and storms in the forecast for the weekend. Saturday, low 71, high 86.
And cloudy, 76 degrees in Marietta. McDonough, you're at 78 degrees. Woodstock, 76. More news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
When news breaks,
Protesters again outside of the Center for Disease Control and Prevention's front gate.
we've got it covered.
Federal agents seizing enough fentanyl to kill 48 million Americans during raids on 3 properties.
Tune in often for the latest.
Arrests at a large immigration protest in Brookhaven.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
Coming up in 2 minutes on the Shelley Winter Show, I continue my conversation with political analyst for WSB TV and WSB Radio, Bill Crane. It's coming up next on the Mark Arum Show with me, Shelley Winter, filling in.
Belinda Skelton here for Atlanta Vision Institute, and I have Stephanie with me. She's a patient of Dr. Ashraf, and Stephanie recently had the laser optics procedure. Stephanie, why did you have the laser optics procedure?
I wanted to be able to not ever use reading glasses again because I got tired of pulling my phone out of my purse when I forgot them to blow things up, and I just wanted to see.
And how was life after laser optics procedure at Atlanta Vision Institute?
Incredible. I could read the bottom of a nail polish bottle. I don't need my readers, never used them since I've had my laser optics procedure. It's been amazing.
What would you say to people who are on the fence about having the procedure?
Do you want to see?
That says it all, folks. Folks, if you want to see like Stephanie, go to 2020atlanta.com. That's 2020atlanta.com.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Check out this great deal. Right now, USDA Choice Boneless New York Half Strip Steaks are only $7.99 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
When it comes to defending down bikers' rights, trust is everything and results matter. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler for Steel Horse Law, local motorcycle injury attorneys who ride. They specialize in protecting bikers who've been hurt. The mega firms will send an investigator or a paralegal, not a lawyer. With Steel Horse Law, you'll meet directly with your own attorney to get you back on your feet, medical bills paid, back to work, and your case resolved. Schedule your free accident evaluation at steelhorselaw.com.
Don't miss your chance to take advantage of the Buy 4, Get 4 free sale and pay nothing until 2027. Sale ends soon, only from Window Nation. Schedule your free estimate now at 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. That's windownation.com.
And more, much more than this. I
Did it my way. Spoken by every great father in the history of fatherhood. We did it our way. Happy Father's Day to everyone. Give us a call, 448-720-750, 1-800-WSB-TALK, and shout out your dads. Everyone hold on. I want to finish my conversation with Bill Crane. But before I go to Bill, you heard in the great news report, Bob Johnson, my dear friend Bob Johnson, who's the founder of Juneteenth Atlanta. The March and Parade is tomorrow. You heard him talking about it. Well, shameless plug, I'm going to be hosting a panel discussion on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. in Piedmont Park, right at Charles Allen Drive entrance. Integrity of Justice versus Politics of Persecution. And it's co-hosted by my good friend Misha Maynard, former state rep here in Georgia, and myself. I'm the co-host. She's the host. And panel panel of experts. So if you're not doing anything at that time on Sunday, please come out. Let me go back to my good friend Bill Crane. Bill Crane. So we're talking about Iran, Israel. We're going to be covering this all morning long. I want to read something to you, Bill, and get your thoughts on it. CNN. This is from CNN.com, and it says the headline is Israel attack on Iran may trigger a war Trump sought to avoid. Iran analysts say, and they say it is difficult to believe that Israel would and could have attacked at this scale without U.S. knowledge and green light. That was by Vali Nasser, a U.S. foreign policy expert and former U.S. State Department advisor, he said on Twitter. Give us your thoughts.
Well, Iran has, for decades, since the fall of the Shah in the 70s, indicated one of their top priorities is the eradication of the Israeli state. President Trump did warn Iran that a military strike was coming from Israel, so he had knowledge it was coming. And I don't think you get to use those kind of weapons without the U.S. giving a nod. The first foreign policy trip overseas Donald Trump made was to the Middle East. He went to Saudi Arabia, he went to Dubai, he went to the United Arab Emirates, who are not only our allies, but are voices of moderation in that region. And I bet he probably tipped them ahead. If you cannot get Iran to listen and stand down its nuclear program, we will take action. And it may not come from us, but it will come from our allies. So I think this has been building up. Donald Trump also is a very good diversionary tactic guy. He's got his parade coming in Washington tomorrow, his birthday tomorrow, those no king rallies tomorrow. He may have given an expedited green light to Israel because this is going to take the news cycle, not a bunch of puny protests in 1,500 sites around the country.
Absolutely. We're on the phone with Bill Crane. That last part I never thought about. That's why you're so good at this, Bill. That's an excellent point. The killing of Salami, who's the commander-in-chief of Iran's Revolutionary Guard, how important was that? Not only in reality, but from the what's the word I'm looking for? From the optics of it for Israel to take out such a high-level commander.
It shows that they're vulnerable. Iran would have you believe they are the most powerful military force in the region and the second or third largest standing army in the world. But Israel has demonstrated time and again, from when they went and took out one by one the people that took their athletes in 1972. It took them 20 years to do it. But Assad is powerful, and they take their time, and they're methodical, and they follow their plan until its end. But it's about survival for them, because on all sides they have people that would love their country to no longer exist. And so periodically they take out and strike out aggressively. They'd already taken out the leader of the military of Hamas. So now you have their most direct enemy right now, Hamas, and that area of the Strip. And now Iran, who's their state sponsor, just lost its leading military leader, and 3 or more of their major nuclear weapons development facilities are crippled, perhaps inoperable, leaving one buried in a mountain somewhere that supposedly remains. That's a pretty devastating hit from a country when you look at the size of Israel, the size of its armed forces, and the size of Iran. But as Donald Trump said to Iran before the strike occurred, they've got U.S. weapons, and they know how to use them.
We're on the phone with Bill Crane, WSB TV political analyst. Bill, let's shift our conversation to immigration. Saw this morning while I was doing show prep that Trump is now shifting, according to Tom Homan, that the Donald Trump administration, President Trump's administration, is now going to start to shift the immigration crackdown from people and start including employers. What do you think the backlash is going to be from the business community, which is largely pro-Republican?
Well, agriculture is the largest industry in Georgia. We are the largest poultry producer in the United States and the world. The poultry industry in particular in Georgia is heavily populated with Latino and Hispanic workers. Most of them are legal, but some of them are not. Fake papers have gotten better over the years. Agricultural crops coming out of the fields require a ton of labor, and we used to have a program up through the 90s where we could bring in legally itinerant workers to come in and do only immigration work, to all the crop work to pull them out of the fields, and then they could go back to their native country. They started overstaying, and that problem became part of the beginnings of the mass crosses out of the southern border. and that program was eliminated. But the need for oranges, bananas, all of the crops to be peaches to be picked and shipped off before they spoil in the fields are still there. And that labor, if it gets too expensive, has a direct impact on food prices. So I think the president will hear rather loudly when the ice shift occurs and starts moving into poultry plants and produce farms and farms in the American South and in the Midwest, the bread baskets of the country, unless we want to see massive spikes in food pricing. I think the message of the Trump administration being serious about eradicating illegal immigration and getting people to self-deport, I think this is more about that. I think this is more about stoking fear and getting people who are illegally here to self-deport, to go home, as opposed to shutting down. And you can shut down 5 or 10 major poultry and meat plants, and the message will get out there to the hundreds that exist in the country.
And also not only self-deport, but it also sends a message to industry to start to hire, to clean up your act and start to hire American citizens, no matter who they may be, if they're looking for work, to bring them in and get rid of the illegal immigrants with the fake papers that you know are fake when you see them. I know they've gotten better and better, but these guys know fake papers from real papers in many cases. They're just saying, oh, I didn't know. And that's how they're getting around it. One of the things that I talked on my show, for those of you who don't know, my name is Shelley Winter. I'm filling in for Mark Arum. I usually air 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And one of the stories I talked about the other night was Trump is carving out an exception to the raids and immigration and telling ICE not to crack down on farm workers, as you spoke about a couple minutes ago, but also hotel workers. Do you think he expands that industry list based on what we just had a conversation about?
It's interesting to note that Donald Trump's hotels, including Mar-a-Lago, have heavy immigrant labor, and there have been periodic issues over the years with some of his labor brought in from the Middle East or Europe, Ukraine, Romania, Czechoslovakia, not being fully papered. So I hope he's got his own house in order, and that's not the reason he's easing up on the hospitality industry. But again, that's work that a lot of Americans won't do.
Right.
That it's hard to get hotel cleanup workers. It's hard to get janitors, and the work has to be done. So I also think he's a realist as a businessman, and realizing that we don't want to stay in a hotel or a restaurant that doesn't have a clean restroom. We don't want to sleep on dirty linens. We don't want bed bugs. And so I think he's understanding of where the pain point crosses over to the American public. But yeah, I think there's a possibility with his tariff reforms changing, that he'll change the list.
Absolutely. Bill Crane, I want to say this to you. What you just said, I said earlier or this week, but I want to repeat to all my MAGA friends. For those of you who want to get rid of every single illegal immigrant, understand that Donald Trump is starting to kind of back off of it based on what Bill Crane said. So you either have to disagree with Donald Trump, which you won't do, or you got to understand what he's saying. Bill Crane, happy Father's Day to you, my friend. Stay blessed. We're keeping you prayed up as much as we can, as much as humanly possible, because you are my brother and you are my friend. And I want to just tell you to have the most special Father's Day with you, your dad, and your daughter, because you are a special friend of mine, and I appreciate you so very much, sir.
Take care. You too, Shell.
All right. We'll be right back. Shelley Winter filling in for Mark Arum today and all next week. We'll be right back.
1048 in the Coolray Carrier 24-hour traffic center, slowing in that work zone out of Lithonia Stonecrest, I-20 westbound on the brakes, Evans Mill Road to Panola Road, exit 71. The West Freeway is also slow this morning, approaching Six Flags. Right lane's getting crowded over to Fulton Industrial Boulevard. We've had the travel advisory up out of Stockbridge. No need for an alternate, but only a left lane getting by road work. 675 northbound, just above exit 1, Highway 138. And crews have been in and out of the left lane, leaving Roswell into Sandy Springs. Looks like they've wrapped up the work for now. Still seeing it slow, though. 400 southbound, leaving Northridge Road, exit 6. This report sponsored by Echo Park Speedway. Experience the Quaker State 400, available at Walmart Saturday, June 28th, under the lights in Atlanta. Get your tickets now at echoparkspeedway.com. Smiler Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
What is the one thing even worse than high car prices these days? Well, I'm Chris Chandler. When you join us Monday starting at 5 for Atlanta's Morning News, Clark Howard has been looking into that. Plus breaking metro stories and our exclusive 5-day forecast for the work week ahead. Is it ever going to stop raining? Latest on the Israel-Iran story, the Washington View live and in-depth with CBS's Scott McFarland, and Triple Team traffic reports. Get you to work on time on 95.5 WSB. Trust is not just a word, it's an experience. When your home needs service, you can trust TE certified electrical, plumbing, heating, and cooling. It's Chris Chandler. TE is the company I trust to fix any problem once and for all. Their 5-star customer experience means easy online scheduling, friendly technicians, and a lifetime workmanship warranty, so I can just sit back and relax.
TE certified, we love your home.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-Ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the Portfolio X-Ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the Portfolio X-Ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. Mm-hmm. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-Ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Skeeters biting you? Better call Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. And Breda is proud to sponsor Scott Slade, Georgia, every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Listen up, because women have long waited for the world to recognize the importance of our health.
Northside Hospital goes beyond "we hear you" to "we're out here with you," because women deserve more than open ears.
They deserve open doors, and 1 ounce of action is worth 1,000 words.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work for you.
This is a house call. Heard. Learn more at northside.com/heard.
So, here's a thought. What if selling your house meant you didn't just get paid once, but twice? Sounds nice, right? That's exactly what Orchard does. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and I'm telling you, this is different. Orchard gives you cash up front from your current home, so you can go ahead and buy your next one now. No stress, no "where are we going to live in the meantime" drama. And while you're moving in, getting cozy, arguing over where the couch goes, Orchard is busy getting your old place ready to sell. They handle the cleanup, the fix-ups, the showings, even upgrades that can raise the price. And here's the kicker. When it sells for more, which happens a lot, you get that extra money too. So yeah, first payday comes when you buy, second one comes when your old place sells. Not bad, right? Want to check it out? Just head to orchard.com. That's orchard.com and get a free home valuation. No pressure, just a smarter, easier way to move. That's Orchard.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 50 and tired of your wireless bill getting higher and higher, there are 4 things to consider. 1. How much data are you really using? As we get older, we use less data on our wireless phone, but you're probably still paying for an unlimited plan that was designed for 20-somethings. 2. If you see "Get a phone on us," get your sneakers out and run the other way. No one is giving you a free phone. You are paying for that phone over time with an overpriced rate plan and a long-term commitment. 3. Check the fine print on that $15 a month plan. It's probably an intro price that'll double or triple later. You might even have to pay for several months of service up front. Number 4, be aware of cable company wireless plans. Most of your usage will be on Wi-Fi instead of 5G, and your calls and battery life could suffer. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide service without the big wireless bill. Our plans start at just $20 a month.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Where I get from, how my daddy's son.
Shelley Winter live in for Mark Arum. I usually start my shows live, local, topical, and relevant, but I'm filling in for Mark Arum. I normally air 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. We're celebrating Father's Day all day long, and I come back tonight at 7 p.m. We'll continue the celebration. Give us a call, 448-720-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. We're taking your Father's Day shout-outs. And before I get to my next segment, I want to give our staff here a chance to shout out their dads. Let's start with my cousin Vinny. Vinny, you want to shout out your dad?
Yeah, shout out my dad, Vincent, named after him. Great dad, always holding it down. Yes, sir.
All right, and I know my cousin Vinny's dad very well. He's a good man. Kobe?
Yeah, I just want to shout out my dad as well, I guess. He does a lot for me, and then also I want to shout out my stepdad because he kind of treats me like his own, and he does a lot for me as well. So thank you.
Great job, Kobe. Now, I know Kobe's going to be a great young man because I'm a great young man, and I had a dad, Basil Winter, and a stepdad, Bruce Struthers. So when you have double duty like that, there's no way you can go bad in life. So good job, Kobe. Andrew Seco, shout out your dad.
I would love to shout out my father, Michael, as we get close to Father's Day. If I can be anything like him as I get a little bit older, then I am doing life correctly.
All right, Deborah Green.
Oh, yeah. My dad is Alfredo, and he is my number one hero in life.
Absolutely. God bless all of you. So, Deborah Green, I got to keep you on right now and keep talking to you. So, Atlanta lands on PETA's top vegan cities for 2025. Yep. I'm thinking, as I get older, I go to Virtual Imaging. Shout out to them. Ladies and guys, especially guys, go to Virtual Imaging. Get a free consultation with them. We've got to start taking care of our health as we get older. And part of me going to Virtual Imaging and taking better care of my health, I've also been eating better. I've cut out all fast foods and sodas. I can't go vegan, though. Can you help me, Deborah?
Can I help you go vegan?
Yeah, are there vegan things that what I mean by that is, are there things that I can eat that are vegan that are not tofu and that kind of stuff?
Well, I mean, do you not like vegetables or anything like that?
I love vegetables.
I mean, I've met your mom. I guarantee she made you eat vegetables.
Yeah, I ate a lot of broccoli growing up. But so that counts as vegan?
Well, yeah, anything that's not animal-based, so you can't eat like cheese or anything because that's animal-based with the milk stuff. So it's mostly vegetables is kind of the number one, or fruits kind of fall into the vegan category. But obviously our friends over at Slutty Vegan, they've been on the show several times. All of their food there is vegan, and you wouldn't know it. Like, you'd like a hamburger, you go in there, you order a hamburger, and none of it's made with animal products, and you couldn't tell.
All right, I'm going to slide over to Slutty Vegan. And how can you eat broccoli without cheese? That's my question.
Why would you put cheese on broccoli?
Everybody puts cheese on broccoli.
No.
My sister, I love you so much, Deborah Green. Everyone puts cheese on broccoli. 448-720-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Give us a call. Shout out your dads. When we come back, we're going to talk about, some more. I'm sorry. We're going to talk to Chris Carr, Attorney General of the state of Georgia. We'll be right back.
About 12, 13 years ago, I remember sitting in the house watching TV when I noticed that one of the walls looked different. It was wet. My roof was leaking.
Dave Baker for Finley Roofing, the roof guys.
I needed a new roof. Only one company passed all my criteria, Finley Roofing, the roof guys. Turned out they really are the extra effort experts. Right now, Finley is offering upfront pricing, 0% financing, and a free roof analysis. When it comes to roofing issues, think of Finley first. See them on the web at finleyroofing.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11 o'clock. I'm Amanda Moyer. News brought to you by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G network. Our top story is happening now. President Trump meets with his National Security Council this hour as the Middle East braces for retaliation after Israel strikes Iran.
CBS News special report. Iranians calling for revenge in the streets of Tehran after Israeli warplanes hit nuclear and military sites overnight. CBS's Robert Berger from Jerusalem.
The key targets included the Natanz nuclear enrichment facility. Top military leaders and nuclear scientists were killed.
U.S. officials say they're shifting military resources in the Middle East in response. CBS's Ed O'Keefe at the White House.
The president this morning says there is still time to make this slaughter come to an end. Iran must make a deal before there's nothing left and save what was once known as the Iranian Empire.
A plea from the United Nations. Spokesperson Alessandra Vellucci.
The Secretary General asks both sides to show maximum restraint, avoiding at all costs a descent into deeper conflict, a situation that the region can hardly afford.
Dow down 698 in response. CBS News special report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
And the increasing tensions in the Middle East are raising questions about security here at home.
The Israeli consulate in Midtown is closed for now, and its website recommends that Jews avoid large gatherings associated with Israel. Georgia State Middle East Studies professor Dr. Mia Bloom says other sites may be on alert as well.
Well, I mean, from Atlanta specific, we always have to be careful about the CDC and the security around, the areas where Atlanta is a leader.
But she stresses Atlanta tends to be safer than other major cities, and she says you're still more likely to be struck by lightning twice than being killed by a terrorist. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
Tune in often for the latest in the conflict between Israel and Iran. We'll have coverage at the top and bottom of every hour and when it breaks. A stormy day on tap. Channel 2 Action News meteorologist Brad Nitz has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Doctors are seeing a spike in COVID cases as a new variant gains steam in the U.S.
Very early projections published by the CDC this week suggest that more than 1 in 3 cases nationwide could now be from the NB181 variant that drove a surge of hospitalizations across several Asian countries in recent months.
Alexander Tin reports it comes as the CDC now says nearly half of cases detected by its international airport program tested positive for the variant. The city of Clarkston proposes a 41% tax increase. Beginning next week, 3 public hearings are set on the tentative tax hike. The city manager has said the final amount may not be as high as the one proposed. The first hearing is Wednesday at Clarkston City Hall. Today's the last day to vote early in the primary elections for 2 seats on the Georgia Public Service Commission. The elections are for Districts 2 and 3, held by Commissioners Tim Eccles and Fitz Johnson. It's the first time since 2020 Georgians have been able to vote on the seats. The delayed elections follow a lawsuit challenging the statewide method used to elect commissioners. Election day is Tuesday. And DeKalb County issues an alert after 2 dead cats test positive for rabies. The first was found on Maryland Drive in Doraville, while the other was at Cedar Ridge Trail in Stone Mountain. The county says anyone who spots an animal acting abnormally should call Animal Services. It's 11:03. Live team coverage of traffic and weather. Andrew Seco is in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Good morning, but not the best morning as you're heading out of the Mall of Stonecrest. We did find a crash in the left lane, I-20 westbound of Panola Road, exit 71. Already seen the back door right towards the Mall of Stonecrest. A couple extra minutes in your commute time this morning. As you're heading 75 south by the ballpark, we got a crash in the right lane as you hit Windy Hill Road, exit number 260. And we got some road work towards the south side, 675 northbound, just north of I-75. Going to be dodging some barrels in the right lane. Bit of a tap of the brakes as you're heading closer towards the Conley Woodcrest area. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz. Showers and storms likely this afternoon and evening, some with heavy rain. Watch for low visibility water on the roads, cloudy ground lightning. Today's high 86. We'll keep mainly afternoon and evening showers and storms in the forecast for the weekend. Saturday, low 71, high 86.
However, right now, the WSB Storm Tracker radar checks clear. It's 77 degrees in Stockbridge, 75 in Alpharetta, and 78 in Midtown. More news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Amanda Moyer, 95.5 WSB.
I run this town to be near you.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. It's 11:04. My name is Shelley Winter, and I'm filling in for my little brother, Mark Aram, today and all next week. I'm coming back at 7 to do my show. And I've got peanut butter stuck to the roof of my mouth because I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich from the vending machine, and it is the best peanut butter and jelly sandwich ever. It's crunchy peanut butter. So I'm trying to get a guest on for Israel, Iran. As you know, our news department is covering this breaking news story that changes every moment. So you don't want to miss anything that's happening around Israel and Iran. And we've been talking about it all morning. That's going to be the news of the weekend. Because I don't think it's going to slow down anytime soon. Iran just released a statement saying that they, meaning Israel, will regret the bombing that Israel led. If you're just joining us, Israel bombed Tehran last night. They hit several installations, military bases, and their main nuclear installation where they're trying to weaponize uranium. They killed several nuclear scientists, and more importantly, they killed their top 4 commanders, including the head of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, which is huge. And so that's the breaking news. That's the news we're going to be covering pretty much for the rest of the day and into the weekend. So keep it locked here for all of that breaking news. Coming up in a couple minutes, I'm going to be speaking to our own Attorney General, Chris Carr, and he's joining us to talk about the protests this weekend and what the Attorney General's office, Attorney General's office is going to be doing. But I want to read something. Someone called in. Her name is Candace. So here's what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. Attorney General Carr is calling in about 2 or 3 minutes, and rather than get into a whole new topic, I'm going to take a couple calls. We're asking you to call in and shout your dad out for Father's Day. We are determined, I am determined, on 95.5 WSB Atlanta's News and Talk to make Father's Day great again, and also to let everyone know that fathers' lives matter. So let's go to the phones. But before I go to the phones, I do want to read this. This had me tearing up a little bit earlier. I had to step away from the studio and kind of gather myself. Candace, a listener by the name of Candace, she called in, and she said her dad loved the Shelley Winter Show, and he passed last year. And so she wants to shout out her dad, Thomas. So rest in peace, Mr. Thomas. I thank you for your support. God bless you. And say hello to Basil and Valerie, who are up in heaven as we speak. So please find them and just tell them, because my mom, she used to listen to me and she thought I was a little off my rockers. So tell Thomas up in heaven, tell Valerie, hey, his show wasn't that bad, okay? Please do that for me. But Candace said he was the best dad in the world, but she couldn't stay on the phone. So God bless you, Thomas. Rest in peace. And thank you for listening to my show. I so appreciate you. Let's go to James in Lawrenceville. Go ahead, James.
Hey, Shelley, man. Awesome show, dude. You had the time right earlier, dude. It should be 7 to 10. Give you a third hour. I want to shout out my dad, Dr. Gregory Woods. He's still kicking, stage 4 cancer survivor, still cutting. Have a good one. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, James. God bless you and God bless your dad. Let's go to Randy in Dallas. Go ahead, Randy.
Hey, now this is a shout out to my old man, Gator Powell, and my father-in-law, Chester Claiborne, both in heaven.
My man, Gator, what a cool name. What a cool name. God bless you. Happy Father's Day to you also, Randy.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's so cool. Gator. I'd name my kid Gator.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
that's really hard.
That is a cool name. I want to shift really quickly to something a little bit off the beaten path. Spaceballs 2 with Rick Moranis. Rick Moranis is coming up. Deborah Green?
Yep.
Were you a Spaceballs fan?
Oh, gosh. That's one of my favorite movies. Spaceball's hilarious.
Okay. So of the Mel Brooks, filmography, if you will, the greatest, of course, we got Blazing Saddles, right? But History of the World Part 1 is quite possibly my favorite. Young Frankenstein, I'm lukewarm.
Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, Young Frankenstein, I'm lukewarm on. And Spaceballs, I gotta admit, I was never really a fan. I didn't hate it.
I don't get that.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I don't know. Maybe I got too old. I don't know what it was, but I just never really gravitated towards it. I saw it one time, and I was not interested in seeing. I can watch Blazing Saddles 5 times in a day.
Are you not a Star Wars fan?
I am a huge Star Wars fan.
Like, if you're a Star Wars fan, you would probably like it then.
I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I'm not a Star Wars nerd, but I'm a Star Wars fan. But I don't know. I don't know what it was.
You got to rewatch it.
Maybe I do, because I never got into it. And I'll tell you this. What dropped into my mind while I was talking about another movie similar to not similar to it, but Ghostbusters. I thought that was silly too. I never got into Ghostbusters.
I mean, they're supposed to be silly, right? Sometimes you just need a movie to laugh to. There's a lot of heavy stuff going on in the world. I watch a lot of dark things. Every once in a while, I need a Spaceballs or a Ghostbusters just to laugh.
Well, we're on the phone. Chris Carr is joining us, Attorney General Chris Carr for the great state of Georgia. Attorney General Carr, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you, sir? I'm sorry I missed you the other day at the going away event for the Consul General.
Yes,
She's
sir.
A force of nature.
Yep, she was. I just talked to her. I've got a guest coming on later on that she got me or not. I saw you there, but I had to leave to do my show. So thank you for joining me on such short notice. And I know I'm filling in for Mark Arum. I'm hoping I can get you on my show as well to talk about your run for governor. So let's talk about the protests this weekend. A bunch of them going on in the Metro Atlanta area. Are you working with law enforcement currently to coordinate anything that may happen?
Yeah, we absolutely are. But Shelley, I just hope and expect that everything will remain peaceful. Every American has that right to disagree with your government. But the thing I keep pointing out is there is a distinction between words and actions, words and violence. The first is protected. The second is a crime. This is very simple. And so, yes, if we have situations like we've seen around the country where some individuals choose to go down the path of violence, we'll be prepared for it. As I've mentioned before, in Georgia, if you want to use violence for the purpose of changing public policy, we call that domestic terrorism, and the penalty is 5 to 35 years. But if you are here just to use your words, you're going to stand up and disagree with what's going on. You're going to do it peacefully. You have nothing to worry about in this state. But if you're thinking about using violence, we're not going to hesitate to stop that and shut that down.
I talked earlier in the show, there's a No King's Day protest that's going on. These are separate than the anti-ICE protests. Besides Brookhaven, do you anticipate seeing any more anti-ICE protests around immigration coming up in the next coming days?
Well, we'll be prepared if there are. And again, I think I want to commend the Brookhaven police, the quick response they had, the partnerships with other law enforcement agencies, state, federal participation there and help as well. So I commend them for it. If they turn violent again, Shelley, we'll be prepared for it. But I would just encourage everybody, remain peaceful, use your First Amendment right to speak out if that's what you choose to do. And I may use my First Amendment right to say where we may disagree, but do not allow this to turn violent.
We're on the phone with Attorney General of Georgia, Chris Carr. When you talk about domestic terrorism charges, 5 to 35 years, can you kind of explain the wide range? Like, what gets you 5 years versus the 35?
Well, that would be the facts of the case would determine that, and what the situation might be. But again, so it's hard, and I don't want to get into speculation.
Understood.
But the bottom line is the law, Shelley, says this: if you use violence against person, property, or infrastructure for the purpose of changing public policy, then we can and will bring domestic terrorism charges. That's what the Georgia law allows us to do when
Yes.
things turn violent. But again, if anybody's just peacefully protesting, you're holding up signs, you're using a bullhorn, again, things people may not like, but you have a right to do that. Remain peaceful. You have nothing to worry about.
One of the things that I heard Governor Ron DeSantis said in Florida, that they just passed a law that if your car is surrounded or people are blocking the highway and you feel threatened, that you can drive off, and if you hit someone, you won't be prosecuted. Do we have anything similar like that in Georgia, or is that something that we need to be looking at?
Well, yeah, I'm not going to get into those specifics because hopefully we won't have a situation like that. Because here's what I would expect, Shelley. I would expect, law enforcement's prepared. You can't block roads. Don't threaten individuals. Don't take acts of violence, because we can prosecute individuals for engaging in acts of violence. But we're prepared for that. And unfortunately, we saw some of that in Atlanta back in 2020. But I think we're in a different situation now. We've got some great partners at the local level, at the state level. We're coordinating, obviously. And now, actually, we've got great partners at the federal level, and we appreciate those that do believe, like we do, that there is a difference between being peaceful and those who are engaging in violence. I want to defer to law enforcement. We're prepared. If those situations arise, I'm confident we're going to be able to handle it.
Well said, sir. I know we were designed to talk about the protest this weekend, but I just want to spin, because this is kind of new news, and I want to ask your thoughts on it. President Trump is starting to steer, they're continuing to crack down on immigration with ICE, right, and the protests around that, and your role as Attorney General. But one of the things President Trump has talked about is he's going to steer towards employees. What role do you see you playing in something like that were it to come to Georgia, particularly with our poultry industry or our farmers?
Well, I think there's a distinction here. And what the president talked about initially, too, and I support 1,000%, is going after violent criminals. And that was the key. And remember, Shelley, I sued the Biden administration with my colleagues, Republican colleagues, over the past 4 years multiple times, one of which was because the Biden administration would have individuals that had committed crimes run the course, and then by federal law were supposed to be deported and didn't. And that's been the main focus. And I'm a rule of law guy. Again, if you are here legally, you have nothing to worry about. If those that are engaged in violent crimes, they need to be deported. But the conversation is difficult to have. When your state's built on agriculture, manufacturing, construction, hospitality, and unemployment's at 3.5%, that's a conversation that I want Americans to have the opportunity to fill jobs first, obviously. But if American businesses can't do it, that you have to have that conversation down the road. But if you see people coming into this country illegally, nobody's willing to have that conversation. But what President Trump has done on the border is nothing short of spectacular. It's exceptional what he's done to stop the flow of illegal immigration. Obviously, you have to deal with the results of an open border over the past 4 years. We've seen it with gangs, human trafficking, fentanyl, and that type of thing. But at some point, and this is a federal issue, Shelley. The federal Constitution basically says it's the duty of the federal government to defend the nation. Immigration is part of that. And if you're going to address immigration, whether as it relates to from an economic standpoint, visa standpoint, temporary seasonal worker standpoint, Congress is going to have to deal with that as well. So what we have to do at the state is deal with enforcing the law, and that's exactly what we're going to do.
Attorney General Chris Carr, good talking to you. I'm having every statewide elected official come through my show, so I will be in touch with your team to get you in studio one evening for you to spend about an hour with me to talk about your run for governor, sir.
Sounds great. Thank you for having me on.
God bless you. And by the way, happy Father's Day to you, my friend.
Thanks, my friend. I appreciate it. You take care.
Bye-bye. We'll go to traffic, and we're going to check traffic with my brother, Andrew Psycho Seco.
Good morning, Shelley, but not a great morning as you're leaving the Mall of Stonecrest. We still have that crash in the left lane, I-20 westbound, approaching Panola Road, exit 71. Already seen a couple miles of delays. Add some extra commute time here. No need for alternate right now. Just plan for a quick tap of the brakes as you approach I-285. And by the ballpark, I-75 southbound approaching Smyrna Vinings. We have a crash taking out the right lane. Right when you get to Windy Hill Road, exit number 260. And on the south side, just north of 75, on 675, got some road work dodging barrels in the right lanes. I-675 northbound, just past that merge spot. This report sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Save on organics at Whole Foods Market. Get organic yellow peaches for $3.99 per pound with Prime through June 17th. While supplies last, shop and store online. Terms apply. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
When news breaks,
the latest violent immigration protest has erupted in our own backyard.
We've got it covered.
3 police cars were damaged in the process, escalating the situation, and 6 people were taken into custody.
Tune in often for the latest.
Quickly turned from a good demonstration to individuals that were there with ill intent.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
Summer is peak hosting season, right? Don't let a grimy house keep you from having company over. It's Chris Chandler, and Wise Guys Pro Wash got my place clean and bright and guest ready in just one day. They handled everything, house and deck, driveway, even my dirty roof, and their soft wash kept everything safe. No paint peel, no damage, just clean. If you got people coming over this summer, be sure Wise Guys Pro Wash comes by first. Mention me, Chris Chandler, for $70 off at wiseguysprowash.com. Book now before they fill up.
It's Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I've got something important to talk to you about, your 401k. If you have changed jobs, there are 2 very important considerations. You don't want to leave your 401k behind, and you don't want to roll it over into your new company plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. 401ks will often have limited investments or age-based options. Since companies have to make choices to suit all employees, they may not be suited to you, which could cost you fees and money. When you roll over your 401k into an IRA, you not only keep your money growing tax deferred, but you also gain access to a world of investment options specifically designed for you. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have helped thousands, and we can do the same for you. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual Imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Getting engaged? At Shane Company, we'll help you find the perfect diamond. This is your engagement ring, aka only your life's most important piece of jewelry. No need to worry. As gemstone experts since 1929, we handpick only the most beautiful natural and lab-grown diamonds cut to our high standards in every price range. We have diamonds in all shapes and sizes, ready to compare side by side right here in our store. Come see for yourself at Shanco.com or at your local store. No appointment necessary. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Stylin'. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer with experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
So, here's a thought. What if selling your house meant you didn't just get paid once, but twice? Sounds nice, right? That's exactly what Orchard does. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and I'm telling you, this is different. Orchard gives you cash up front from your current home, so you can go ahead and buy your next one now. No stress, no where are we going to live in the meantime drama. And while you're moving in, getting cozy, arguing over where the couch goes, Orchard is busy getting your old place ready to sell. They handle the cleanup, the fix-ups, the showings, even upgrades that can raise the price. And here's the kicker. When it sells for more, which happens a lot, you get that extra money too. So yeah, first payday comes when you buy, second one comes when your old place sells. Not bad, right? Want to check it out? Just head to Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com and get a free home valuation. No pressure, just a smarter, easier way to move. That's Orchard.
404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. My name is Shelley Winter. I'm filling in for Mark Arum today and all next week. My show normally airs Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'll be back on the air tonight at 7, and I'll be doing that all next week as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking your calls to call in and give your dads a shout out for Father's Day. We want to make Father's Day great again because fathers' lives matter, and so we want to give you a chance to shout out your dads. Let me go to David in Snellville. Go ahead, David.
Hey, Shelley. First of all, I'm glad that you get to fill in for Mark Arum, and I love listening to you whenever I can.
Thank you, David.
This is very special to my dad. He's 91, and him and Mom gave their lives up to adopt 3 of us to give us a life.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What's his name? Shout his name out, David.
David. He lives in Ohio, and then lost my mom 6 years ago, but he's still keeping us straight.
All right. And he adopted you guys. That's great news. That's great, David. God bless you. God bless your dad. And happy Father's Day to you, my friend, okay?
You too.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, 448-720-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. I've got 2 tickets to see the Dave Matthews Band on June 25th, 2025 at Ameris Bank Amphitheater. Tickets are on sale at livenation.com. I want to hear from the 10th caller for 2 tickets to see the Dave Matthews Band on June 25th at Ameris Bank Amphitheaters. Tickets are on sale live. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. Shelley Winter in for Mark Arum. We'll be right back.
Break your heart, and ooh, ain't no pain like from the opposite sex.
I love my home, and now I found a company that loves it as much as I do. TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. It's Chris Chandler here. These folks have done work in my home, and boy, it didn't take long to realize I could trust their expertise, their attention to detail, and what I think you'll find, just as I did, an amazing level of service. TE Certified has more than 20,000 5-star reviews, and it's been serving Atlanta for decades.
TE Certified, we love your home.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Save big on eggs. Right now, 18-count cartons of large grade A Kroger brand eggs are just $3.49 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
What if your home had everything? Fitness, fun, and total relaxation all in one place. A Bullfrog Swim Spa from Brown's Pools and Spas is the ultimate backyard upgrade. Swim or soak, warm or cool, all year round. Plenty of space to exercise, play, and of course relax without taking up the entire backyard. Right now, get financing for 120 months, an instant rebate up to $2,500, and a free zero-gravity swim spa hammock. Hurry, sale ends June 16th. BrownsPools.com.
Hot water heater just not cutting it anymore? You don't get that piping hot shower you want every morning? Hey, it's Mark Aaron back from my friends at Reliable Heating and Air. Check out this amazing deal. New water heater, only $29.99 a month, and make no payments for 3 whole months. Or you can go tankless, only $59.99 a month, and you can enjoy that lovely, endless hot water. Same day water heater installation guaranteed, or they pay you $300. Get that new water heater now. Save a ton of money. Just go online to reliableair.com.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual Imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
That spot on the ceiling, it's only gonna get worse. Hey, it's Dave Baker from my experts at Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Findlay now has 0% financing available, so it's even easier to get your roof replaced. FindlayRoofing.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's news and talk.
It's 11:30. I'm Amanda Moyer. Our top story is happening now. As Israel prepares for a prolonged operation, the Middle East braces for retaliation after Israel strikes Iranian nuclear sites and military leaders.
CBS News special report. Iran's new Revolutionary Guard chief, who replaced the chief killed in the Israeli airstrikes, says the gates of hell will open on Israel after it attacked Iran's nuclear facilities. CBS's Olivia Gazis is at the State Department.
We don't know whether Israeli actions are successful in eliminating Iran's capabilities to create a nuclear bomb or accelerate them, whether they are a death blow to the existing regime or whether they invigorate it.
Retired Marine General Frank McKenzie says the Israeli airstrikes were effective.
It's going to have a profound effect on Iranian thinking. The post of the president this morning urging the Iranians to come to Oman and seriously enter into negotiations is actually spot on. It's something the Iranians should think long and hard about doing.
CBS's Margaret Brennan.
An Iranian official did tell CBS that his country is pursuing a diplomatic response and is calling for an emergency meeting at the Security Council at the United Nations today.
CBS News special report. I'm Michael Wallace.
Tune in often for the latest in the conflict between Israel and Iran. We'll have coverage at the top and bottom of every hour and when it breaks. Investigators in India recovered the digital flight data recorder on the Air India flight that crashed this week shortly after takeoff. The Boeing 787 was headed to London's Gatwick Airport. Authorities say at least 246 people died. 1 passenger survived the crash. Ahead of a new statewide ban on cell phone usage for K through 8th grade students, one metro school district says they won't be spending money to comply with the new law.
Cobb County School Superintendent Chris Ragsdale says the district will not purchase specialized pouches or lockers for students to put their phones into during the school day.
The storage place is going to be in a student's backpack or purse or pocketbook.
A new state law allows districts to tailor the policy to their needs and excludes school-issued devices, which Ragsdale says is important.
Because as we know, the technology plays a huge role in the curriculum and the teaching and learning going on in each classroom.
The new law takes effect in July of 2026. In Cobb County, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
MARTA's board of directors approves its new budget featuring pay raises, more police officers, and new buses and trains. The $1.5 billion budget also leaves fares for buses and trains at their current level.
Our sales tax continues to perform very good in our region. Additionally, we did have to cut our budget a little bit.
MARTA Finance Deputy Chief Greg Patterson says it's the 14th straight year MARTA has approved a balanced budget. He also says there's more funding in the budget that will go toward the cleaning of stations. It's 11:33, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Andrew Seco is in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Moving a lot better as you're leaving the mall of Stonecrest. The crash has moved to the shoulder I-20 westbound, approaching Panola Road, exit 71. Still have a bit of a brake light stream back into towards Evans Mill Road, but we're in constant motion. No need for an alternate on your way towards 285. We are still in the right lane through Smyrna Vinings as you head closer towards the home of the Braves. I-75 southbound, got a crash in the right lane right there at Windy Hill Road, exit number 260. And the road work on the south side as you leave I-75 up towards 675. We're still dodging barrels in those right lanes. Got a delay spot spilling you back onto 75 proper. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz. Mid-80s with scattered showers and storms this afternoon and evening. Some of the heavy rain and gusty winds. And we'll keep afternoon storms around this weekend, both days. Low 71, high 86 Saturday. Low 71, high 85 on Sunday.
Right now, 76 degrees in Beaufort, 78 in Union City, and 79 here in Midtown. More news at noon, breaking news when it happens. I'm Amanda Moyer, 95.5 WSB.
He's the guy at the desk next to you.
Why do you always go after the game show host of The Price is Right?
He's your co-pilot for the ride home.
Don't tell me how to handle my life.
Eric Von Hessler.
Or anyone else.
Today at 3.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Back by popular demand, D. Geller & Son Jewelers Watches and Whiskey event is this weekend, June 13th through 15th at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, where we're celebrating summer and Father's Day by bringing in an incredible variety of new and pre-owned luxury Swiss timepieces. And while you're browsing, enjoy complimentary whiskey tastings thanks to Old Fourth Distillery, and get a free whiskey gift set with your purchase. It's this weekend, June 13th through 15th. Learn more at dgeller.com.
Attention job seekers, ready to take your career to the next level? Join us at the Yancey Bros Austell campus near Six Flags for an exciting hiring event Saturday, June 14th from 8 a.m. to noon. We are looking for skilled technicians and talented individuals for various roles. We have opportunities for everyone, including fantastic benefits starting on your first day, June 14th from 8 a.m. to noon. Take your first step towards a brighter future with Yancey Bros. Visit yancey-bros.com/hiring event for more details.
Are the effects of diabetes, prostate cancer, hypertension, or high cholesterol robbing you of your ability to perform in the bedroom? Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back the intimacy with your partner. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Popular name brand pills like Viagra and Cialis don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately, even if you have a medical history or think you're too old to perform like you used to. Choice Men's Health can help you have a fulfilling sex life again. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. Once again, that's 404-400-1170.
You know the best part about hot weather is walking into a cool, comfortable house, right? Dave Baker here for Coolray Heating and Cooling. Summer is here. Don't let HVAC problems ruin your fun. Coolray is offering up to $2,250 in rebates and free installation with the purchase of a complete home carrier system. Ready to stay cool this summer? Visit Coolray.com to book your appointment today and keep your home cool and comfortable all summer long. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
He packed in the animals 2 by 2, ox, camel, and a
Kangaroo. Shelley Winter in for Mark Aram, one of the best songs from a movie ever from the great movie Glory. I'm Shelley Winter. I'm filling in for Mark Aram, and I'm here today, and I'll be here till noon today. Eric Erickson's coming up next, and then I'll be back at 7 p.m. to do my show, which airs Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every night. And then all next week, I'm in for Aram and doing my show as well. And on the phone with us right now is comedian David Koechner. Am I pronouncing the last name right, David?
Well, it's fine, yes. I say Koechner, but that's actually the wrong pronunciation. I'm from a small town in Missouri, and it should be Koechner or Koechner. But so really, close is good enough for me. How are you?
I'm fine, my friend. I am fine. Let me ask you a question. Is there comedy around what's going on in the world today? Just everything, Trump, immigration, wars, just everything going on. Is there comedy there?
No, that's called tragedy. No, to me, I don't look, to touch politics in this climate is crazy unless you have already got that background. Like, I don't do politics because I'm not known for it, and you're going to split your room, That's fair. Yes, of course, there's comedy and everything, but is it too soon? And like that, why go down a road that's going to make half your crowd upset? So I don't touch it because I'm not known as a political comic. Bill Maher goes out. We know what type of comic he is, and that's what that's what I would expect. But I don't touch that stuff.
Understood.
Except I do have one joke that I'm not going to tell on the air that I found was quite appropriate. It has to do with the current situation with ICE, and if that's the case, and you want to remove immigrants, then perhaps when this is all done, our Native American friends might go, you know what, that's a good idea.
That's a good joke. See, that's a good joke.
Thank you, sir.
That is
Thank
funny.
you, sir.
That is funny. It's interesting because I do commentary on this station every night, and one of the things I said a long time ago when immigration was in the news years ago was that the Indians taught us a lesson about open borders.
Yeah, shouldn't have them. Yeah, they should have just said, "Oh no, I forgot. We're Christian. Why don't you give me my land back?"
Right, you've overstayed your visa, pilgrims.
They didn't have paper.
Right.
They had something called trust and honor.
Oh, man. So you're performing this weekend at a Helium Comedy Club in Alpharetta. Weekend. Alpharetta. Give us a taste. I know you just told us that one joke, but give us a taste of what people can expect if they purchase tickets for Father's Day to come out and see you.
Well, I'm a father of 5, so you're going to get plenty of dad stuff, especially Sunday. Sunday is Father's Day. I do have a show on Sunday, so come on out because I'll be celebrating the dads. Let's do plenty of dad jokes and talk about what it's like to be a father. And so that show will definitely be Father's Day centric on Sunday. So come out and we're going to celebrate those gentlemen that are fathers and what it means and how it affects us. And really, your life kind of stops, right? It takes a different direction. You're not that carefree guy that you once were. You're definitely a hunter-gatherer from then on, aren't you?
You are.
But otherwise, throughout the weekend, I like that. I am father of 5, so that certainly informs it. But, there's other topics. There aren't any manatees in Florida, as far as I know. That might be something I cover. What's it like when an auctioneer has a mental breakdown in the middle of having to try to auction off a cow? That's covered. What's it like when your kid comes home with that recorder and you don't want to hear it? That's covered. So, yeah.
Let me ask you this. Do you have any new movies coming out?
I probably have 5. But the thing is, I've done probably 5 over the last 12, 13 months. I've done 5 movies probably, but they're all in independents. So the state of the movie business is very different than what it used to be. I don't know the last time I saw a good comedy. I'm sure there are some, but, the big comedies that I've been very fortunate to be part of, I haven't seen one in a minute. And so the things I'm doing are basically independents, and a lot of times I don't know what platform they're going to be on. And maybe they haven't come out yet because sometimes they take a little bit longer to come to your screen or your streamer. So there's like 5 of them that I've shot, but they haven't told me when they're coming out yet.
Let me ask you this. Of the 5 that you shot that are independent films, are any of them comedies?
You know what? Sometimes, I guess I can say this. Sometimes I read them and I'm like, oh, this is a comedy. Oh, okay. I thought it was a drama. Because sometimes you can't see what the jokes are. Well, sometimes they're dramedies. They're like kind of a hybrid. Or I swear to God, I did one, and I had to talk to the director. So what's the tone? And I know that director told me what the tone was, and I can't tell you right now because I don't want to give anything away. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But in case they hear this, but I was like, I honestly did not know the movie was supposed to be a comedy. I thought it was kind of a drama. So, maybe some people need to make it a little more obvious. Like, I just, usually when it's a comedy, they put jokes in it. And that's what usually informs me as to whether or not it's a comedy.
That sounds reasonable. That sounds reasonable. You mentioned that there are no big comedies anymore. Why do you think, as a comedian and a successful comedian, why do you think that is?
Oh, it has nothing to do with being a comedian. It's economics. They doesn't sell the international market. Jokes don't translate internationally.
Wow, I've never thought about that.
I know. That's sad. That's what it comes down to. That action translates internationally.
Right.
Yes. Rom-coms can translate internationally. A lot of things can, but comedy doesn't. So that's why a lot of times those budgets are different, and they don't necessarily have big budget comedies like they used to. That's the only thing I can cipher. So. Yeah,
that's interesting. That is so fascinating because I would never have thought about that. But so the international market, how much is the international movie market for a big budget film?
Gosh, I don't have any idea. They don't let me plan those. What's the budget for the last Tom Cruise movie? Well, it's well over $100 million.
Right.
Probably $200 million. $200 million. Because those are, but his will make $1 billion. So that's a good investment. I mean, here's the sad part. You know what's this is going to wind up being? I'm going to have to sit down and write a movie.
Would it be a comedy, a big budget comedy, or an action flick?
Yes, it would be. Yes, it would be. Maybe I'll start. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start it today. And if I write every day for 60 days, I should have a movie written. Then you have to rewrite it, which takes another 30 days. So maybe in 3 months I can have a movie written. Then I got to go get financing. And I know you got deep pockets, so I just come right back to you in your studio and say, hey, man, give me that $8 million and let me make a movie.
I tell you what, we can do that if you shoot a couple scenes in the movies, in the radio studio here with myself, Shelley Winter, and Mark Arum in the studio talking, and we'll put some advertiser signs behind us, and we ed it funded right there.
Oh, you never leave the studio, is that right?
Yeah, we'll shoot it right here in the radio. It would be a comedy about radio. Radio has a bunch of content for a comedy movie.
All right, but see, I don't work in that realm, so it sounds to me like you have to write your own radio comedy movie. Okay, let's take through the radio comedies. Good Morning Vietnam, the one that comes to mind. There's also one a few years ago. Gosh, that was a drama, though. It wasn't a comedy.
I would say Good Morning Vietnam was more of a dramedy as well. I think Robin Williams just kind of made it funny, but I'm not sure if it was written as a comedy. Right. You know what I mean? Private Parts was a comedy, definitely.
100. So there we go. We got two of those right there. So it's time for you to put pen to paper or fingers to keyboard.
And get it done.
Yeah. I mean, if you write 10 pages a day, you should have at least one page of it written. Because, it takes all that to get that one good page.
I'm on it, my friend.
Wow, we got a hot competition now.
Absolutely. David Koechner, correct?
That's Koechner.
Koechner, Helium Comedy Club in Alpharetta this weekend. Yep. Tickets are still available. What are the times of the show, sir?
Tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. I think it's 7 and 9:30. But if you go to the website, it's going to give you the truth. I'm prone to lying. So around how about this? Around 7, around 9.
Perfect.
Come on down, have a good time.
Perfect. Helium Comedy Club. I've been there in Alpharetta. It's a great comedy club. He's going to be there Saturday and Sunday, Father's Day weekend. Not a bad idea for a Father's Day gift, as I was telling you earlier. Yep. As I was telling you guys earlier, listening to me, that
every dad gets a foot rub.
Oh wow. Every dad gets a foot rub. All right, I'm on my way. Now, I wasn't. I knew you weren't saying it was going to be from you. I kind of intimated it, kind of guessed that, if you will. But thank you for joining us, my brother. God bless you. Have a wonderful set. 4 sets this weekend at the Helium Comedy Club in Alpharetta. God bless you and happy Father's Day to you, my friend.
God bless you, and same to you. Okay, thank you, man. Appreciate
Thank you. We'll be right back. Shelley Winter in for Mark Arum.
11:47 in the Cool Ray Carrier. Traffic center moving right along. Got some new trouble in the heart of downtown. Got a crash in the left lane, 7585 northbound. That's right at I-20 exit 247. Brake lights all the way back towards Langford Parkway. Got a bit of a slow spot here as you're approaching the heart of Atlanta. We do have better news out of the Mall of Stonecrest. The crash is cleared. I-20 westbound at Panola Road, exit 71. And on 75 proper, right before you hit the downtown connector, going to be Dodge Fire Department and wreckers in the right lane with a stalled vehicle. 75 southbound approaching Howell Mill Road, North Side Drive, exit number 252. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
If you have the WSB radio app.
If you have the WSB
All
app.
the notifications you
If
need.
you have the WSB app.
All the local and breaking news alerts you need.
Breaking news in Cobb County.
All in one place.
We'll send out an alert on the WSB app.
The 95.5 WSB app.
Download it from your app store today.
Window Nation customers have been singing our praises for years. With fast, local service and an industry-leading 96% customer satisfaction rating, it's no wonder.
I researched window companies for the last year to see what the average prices were and the quality of work. Window Nation nailed both.
Right now, get 4 windows free with every 4 you buy, plus no interest for 2 years. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Schedule a free estimate now. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com. That's 866-90NATION.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual Imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 62225, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
At Ameris Bank, we know that it's never just business when it's your business. I'm Brian Parks, head of commercial banking in Atlanta for Ameris Bank. Whether your business is looking to optimize cash flow, improve your payment technology, or grow more quickly, my team and I are here and ready to help with a superior level of service, smart banking technology, and local market expertise. I invite you to reach out to my team by visiting amerisbank.com/yourbusiness or a local branch near you. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours, member FDIC.
Belinda Skelton here with Atlanta Vision Institute's very own Dr. Ashraf, who is one of the most experienced eye surgeons in the country. Dr. Ashraf, we've all watched the news and the economy is uncertain, but failing eyesight isn't. And if you've held back due to finances, we've got good news for you, don't we?
Yes, Belinda, as you know, our eyesights degrade as we age. And with the laser optics procedure, that resets all of that. And most of my patients go most of the day without glasses. They can even read their phone without glasses. And in terms of the economy, most of these patients, their medical insurance can cover most of the costs. And if it doesn't, we have a lot of good financing options for this procedure.
That's awesome, Dr. Ashraf. I urge you to take the quiz to see if you're a candidate. Go to 2020atlanta.com. That's 2020atlanta.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 50 and tired of your wireless bill getting higher and higher, there are 4 things to consider. 1, how much data are you really using? As we get older, we use less data on our wireless phone, but you're probably still paying for an unlimited plan that was designed for 20-somethings. 2, if you see Get a Phone on Us, get your sneakers out and run the other way. No one is giving you a free phone. You are paying for that phone over time with an overpriced rate plan and a long-term commitment. 3, check the fine print on that $15 a month plan. It's probably an intro price that'll double or triple later. You might even have to pay for several months of service up front. Number 4, be aware of cable company wireless plans. Most of your usage will be on Wi-Fi instead of 5G, and your calls and battery life could suffer. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide service without the big wireless bill. Our plans start at just $20 a month.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Shelley Winter filling in for Mark Aram. I'm here today, close of the show, and then I'm back tonight at 7 p.m., and then I'm here all week next week. So thank you so much for riding with me. I appreciate all of you that tuned in, even if for just a couple minutes. Want to tell you where I'm going to be at this weekend. Sunday, be celebrating Juneteenth. I'm on a panel discussion at 3:30 at Piedmont Park. There's going to be a stage there right at the Charles Allen entrance. That starts at 3:30 with my dear sister Misha Maynard, and I will be hosting a panel, Integrity of Justice versus Politics of Persecution. So come on out for that. Also, that evening, right after that, I'm headed to my house, right around the corner from my house at Mabel House Amphitheater. Great concerts there. They're having a big Father's Day reggae concert there. Maxi Priest, Inner Circle, Luciano, and a bunch of other artists. So I'm definitely celebrating my Father's Day there. So come on out, hang out, a bunch going on. On Monday, I'm going to be on a panel discussion at 1:15 at the Thompson Hotel with Atlanta BlackStar.com and Black Star Week. I'll be on a panel with Bishop Talbot Swan, big-time Democrat liberal, Attorney Lee Merritt, and we're going to be talking about a bunch of different issues. So all of this is free. Just come on out, and that's what I'll be doing this weekend. Congratulations to Jack in Cartersville. He won the tickets to see Dave Matthews Band on June 25th at Ameris Bank Amphitheater. Tickets are still available at livenation.com. And so I'm told I'm supposed to give Star the show out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to these calls so they can shout out their dads, but I'm going to tell you all, everybody that wants Star the show, I'm starting the bidding at $10. I'm starting the bidding at $10. If you want Star of the Show, while I take these Father's Day shout-outs, you're going to have to come up with $10, and everyone that comes up with $10, or you can take 4 stars of the shows and outbid everybody at $40. So let's go to Patrick in Loganville. What's your Father's Day shout-out, Patrick?
Good afternoon or good morning.
Good morning. Yep.
Good to talk to you in the daytime. Normally.
Yes, sir. Hey, Patrick, we're running out of time. I appreciate it, though. But go ahead. Shout out your dad.
Yeah, real quick. 2 things, and I'll make it fast. I lost my dad when I was 19. I'm 66 years old, so 47 years.
Okay.
I've been without my father. I just want to encourage all those out there who still have their dads, give them an extra hug, give them an extra kiss, because you never know,
my man,
what tomorrow holds. The other point is I'm very, very proud and grateful. It almost makes up for it that I've got 2 great sons who are awesome dads themselves. They've each got two of my grandkids, and could not be more prouder of them.
My man. Thank you, Patrick. We appreciate you. Happy Father's Day to you. Randy, Douglasville, your Father's Day shout out.
Yes, sir. I just want to give a shout out to my dad who's in heaven, and most importantly, give a shout out to my Heavenly Father who paid it all for us.
All right. Thank you. Yep. Star of the show is going to be
And now,
Kobe and
are
Vinny.
you guys ready for the Mark Aram Star of the Show?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know there was an announcement. Kobe, Vinny, Newsroom, everybody that said anything on this show gets Star of the Show. Chris Carr, attorney Chris Carr, as well as Bill Crane and comedian David Kochner. Vinny's info of the day, what's it called?
Oh, the fact of the day.
Fact of the day from
Real quick,
my cousin Vinny.
We'll do Friday the 13th.
It's celebrated superstition because of the Last Supper, they say. The day after was Good Friday, and, you know, it's kind of like bad luck, like, he died on that day. So, yeah, boom.
Wow. He died on that day. Boom. Wow. What a great religious way of putting it all, Vinny, my brother. Love you. Thank you, everyone, for listening this morning. I appreciate you. I hope, I pray to my God and Father Almighty that I filled the big shoes of Mark Arum this first day of filling in for him. I'll be back on air tonight at 7 o'clock. Please come back or stay tuned all day and stay tuned past 7 o'clock when I come back on, and I'll be filling in for Mark again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week. God bless you all. Know in your heart of hearts that God loves you. And to all my fathers out there, my bonus dads, my stepdads, my coaches, everybody that plays a role in some child's life as a father figure, happy Father's Day to you. And you matter, and you're necessary, and you make this world a better place. God bless you all. Happy Father's Day.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
WSB consumer expert Clark Howard, sponsored by Ragsdale Heating, Air, Plumbing, and Electrical.
The extreme shortage of air traffic controllers is going to lead to flight roulette. But what do I mean